Hello, everyone. How's it going today? How's it going? Hope you guys are having a good day. I am tired as usual. I have not been sleeping well this week, but I hope you guys have been having an okay weekend. Anyway, let's get the music up. I'm feeling Outer Wilds today. Outer Wilds OST feels about right. There we go. But in the meantime, how is everyone doing? I saw Gremlin today. Gremlin got first. Congratulations. I see Driver. I see Monster Kicker. How's it going? Episton? Yeah, I stayed up late getting that video done and then played some more now afterwards. So I am what you could call EP. Alright, there's the Outer Wilds music. Let me know if that's too loud as usual. That seems to be about the right area though, so. Aside from that, today we are going to be working on, I want to say, let's work on the Privateer some more. I was going to work on the Port Royale some more, but I did some work on that the other night, so I want to take a break from it real quick. Also been working a lot in LH lately, but that's project's not quite ready to show off yet. But that'll be fun when it gets here. So the Port Royale doesn't have much left to it, honestly. The only thing I can really think of is I might want to add a walkway over top of the water wheel here. But honestly, I'm not sure. Build this in hard hat, thank you. Backups to your label. May have put my card in the opposite pocket, but I never used the last time I used the card. Proceeded to waste like 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do before finding the card. Hey, that happens to the best of us, alright? I get it. No judgment here, I get that. Alright, what do we have left to do on this? I actually really do like how this is turning out. Like, I love this little feature right here. Let's clean up some of the deco work on the deck, shall we? We'll get this done today, and then the other thing I want to get done today is... What else do I want to get done today, chat? I think we can probably get the Selkies decorations done today, too. All that the Privateer really needs left is just its AI bunker, its ammo bunker, and then its steam engine, which we already have. Oh, that's the APS. We already have an area for the steam engine. We just haven't got it in there yet. Anyways, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. 1 billion rats. What's your protocol for Scarlet Dawn? Throw more boats? Haven't got there yet, honestly. Haven't fought any Scarlet Dawn stuff yet, but with the amount of tech we'll have by the time we get the Scarlet Dawn, I'm sure we'll find something. I assume right now, having not fought Scarlet Dawn, that what we're going to be using mostly is we're going to be using a lot of the electric eel faction that we use to fight Lightning Hoods, which is a lot of pack weapons and whatnot. And then I also assume we'll probably use whatever airships, Senno-style airships we have left over from the GT fight. Because I do plan on fighting the factions in order. But basically, we're going to have every sub-faction that we develop over the course of the campaign available to us as we fight Scarlet Dawn. So something should work. That seems to be how I think of it, at least. Alright. Now, in here's what I wanted to change, I think. Is this being flush? Doesn't really work, does it? Well, I guess it could work. Let's get this in here first. And then we'll worry about what works and what doesn't. So I think it was like, what, 26.4? So 90 minus 26.4. Well, 90 minus 26 is what? 74? Then another 0.4, so that should be 73.6. If I'm doing my math right, which I might not be. Let's be honest. I could be wrong about this. And then just move you up in there, and then slowly just put over here. Does that work? Yeah, that works well enough for what we need, honestly. I'm certainly not going to complain about it, at least. Don't balance on my steering wheel. I am parked. Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad you're parked, because I was going to say, if you're not parked, please do not be in stream until you are. Alright. A little bit out here. And because it's a curve, we need a little bit more scaling. There we go. It's a little bit scuffed, but it's good enough, I think. But I will say that first connection is a lot cleaner than that second one. So let's fix up that second one just a little bit, shall we? Yeah, there's a little bit of a hiccup there. There we go, that's good enough. It's not exactly what we need, but... You know what? That's alright. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Play with me, play with me. Oh, I'm sleepy little guy today. Alright. You know what? Did I? No, we're good. I was forgetting something, but no, we're good. So what are you all building today? Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Let's get this in over here. I think today we're just gonna be doing some deco work. Because I think I am too tired to do any silly Tetris for once. Alright, so that's a little bit lower than what I would have wanted actually, but I think I kind of like it because it gives it some depth and texture. Hey, Infernal, how's it going? Where Kaboom? We're not doing any Kaboom today. We're mostly doing deco work and detailing today, it seems. I want to get the privateer finished because it's my midline ship. Which, now that I say midline, it's probably going to end up being like 200k. But I am quite happy with it so far. Like I said, I wanted the Redivos torpedo bays, but I don't know. I feel like the more I see them, the more they grow on me, you know? Hey Xena, how's it going? Good, nothing. Actually, maybe work on an actual aircraft engine. Oh, nice. Yeah. Good, just woke up. Hey, same, join the club. Yeah, because the Privateer is going to be our midline APS user. Because if he does this correctly, it's just... They never making these a little bit... Oh, you know what? No, I made them higher gauge. That's why they're a little bit slower than the last ones. Yeah, they're only 32.3. So actually, if I add a bore excavator onto them... Because I forgot to do this the first time we did this. So add the bore excavator and then just do 3 meters of heavy barrel. You might be able to get away with this. And then bore excavators are always secondary. There's like a whole like style to deepwater guard barrels, by the way. I'm not doing heavily stylized ones here, but the basics is secondary, trim, no color, white little collar, and then secondary, what's it called? Muzzle brake, that's the word. Man, this ship is so nice for a humble rat to live on. Surely nothing bad will happen. Surely nothing bad will happen. But, I will say, I'm genuinely surprised at how much armor increases a craft's cost, Crazy, I know. Hydrogen, what? Hydrogen bomb versus coffin rat. Hydrogen, what? Hello, Cruiser, how's it going? Sorry if I missed your message. I'm a little bit EP today, so... Wait, did I? Oh no, there it is. I was like, what, did Cruiser message? I was losing it there for a second. Because I saw the reply to Cruiser, but I didn't see Cruiser's original message at first. Alright, that looks about right. Now we just get you in over here. And then we'll probably go around the Selkie and do the decos on the Selkie today as well. We are all EP. So true. Big even. Alright. There we go. And there we go. Now, does that work with... Nice, okay. So, there's our paddle wheel. I kind of want to differentiate there. Maybe just railing, honestly. Maybe just some rail in here to showcase that's like, hey, don't walk here. I'm wondering. We'll see. User commands is a 20 stream streak. My god. That's a bit of missing in one front. So true. I really am still happy with how this bridge turned out, though. Like, super happy with how this was. But actually, now that we're up here, though, let's get some of this fixed, shall we? Because this should not be solid railing. This really should be deco railing. That way we can up, down, scale it, and take it up to here. Alright. It's like 0.75, and then up how much? 0.35, okay. It gets those right. It still keeps like the unfortunate little railing bits, but it is what it is. And I also realized I put them backwards, but honestly, I can't be bothered to fix that right now. I really just don't want to. Okay, when do we whip up the deco paint? Where would I deco paint stuff on this right now? Probably... Great question. We've kind of already deco painted everything we need to deco paint on this design. Maybe a little bit more up in this area, but I don't think we need much. And then maybe some along the sides here, if like, because I want to do some flares here, and then some missile chaff or radar decoys back here. Maybe. Oh, actually, I don't have enough room up here because the Plunderer has these like little missile launchers on the side that I want to use to help break up the texture in here. And then as for breaking up the texture over here, I'm honestly not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. One of the designs I want to do as well is I want to do a Plunderer style Pathos style ship where I have the pontoons. I just haven't figured out how I want to do it in a way that's not just Plunderer light or Plunderer heavy, right? I want to make like my own unique one. So we'll have to figure that out. Maybe we'll save that for the anti-air cruiser though. Oh, wait, what do you mean you use deco paint? I was checking. No, see the thing is I use deco paint. Oh, sorry, I read that as detail paint. My bad. But also, I do use deco paint because this is technically deco paint. I'm using this deco here. It's a sideways slope in order to get the paint right between the deck and the inverted. To see if I remove that, then that's not painted correct. So I genuinely thought that was an actual question. I just misread. Oh, that's still trim. Whoops, there we go. That's my bad. I misread. I'm tired today, guys. I'm just a sleepy little guy. Alright. What's our volume looking like? We're actually not too bad on volume. That's pretty nice. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, Monster, you haven't played FTD in a while, eh? We have tons of new techniques now. I became a functionality streamer in 2026 as well. It's actually been a while since I've done just only decos. It's nice. Alright, let's take you... Tight original mesh. You need to go up to, like, that's pitch? Not what I need. Yeah, I need. Again, I believe was, what, 24 point... Yeah, 73.6, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't work, okay. Well, clearly something's not working here. Where's my hologram projector? I hate having to do 2 meter slopes like this. Why can't everything just be like even numbers where it's nice? Alright, so slope. But no slope. Let's do slope 2 meters. 63.43. Okay, thank you. So I was 10 off from where I needed to be. I had the right idea, it was just 10 off, which means I need to fix these guys as well down here. Unfortunate. Alright, let's quickly go delete all these with... or, not delete them, but... delete mirror... mirror... I do actually want these to look right. I was wondering why they looked a little bit shorter than they should be. Alright. Ah, you know what it was? I thought I was subtracting from 100 instead of 90. That's where I messed up. That's where the extra 10 comes from. Okay, to be fair, I rarely work with Word. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a pretty fun material to work with. You should do some deep-water guard builds sometime. I forgot to do delete with mirror. Alright, there we go. Alright, everything's back to where it needs to be. Now we just fix you. This should be 63.43. And then so should this one. 63.43. Alright, which means now we gotta do this even more fun. So connect you up in here. Get you there. And then the same thing, but here. Not supposed to be that far down. Huh. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? So now I think that means we have to adjust up here, too. Doesn't it? Unless we just kind of... One second. I think we have an idea here. Yeah, I think I have an idea here. Now we take you. Now, is that going to block the spin block? I think it might actually. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to echo that in there, in there. Yeah, that works. All right, well that fixes that idea. Yeah, I don't think we can get away with spin block or with actually having that as actual blocks. So. Just like a military recruiter, but for Deepwater Guard, literally just build Deepwater Guard today. It's so good. Also, I was playing Minecraft OSTs, it's all happy and happy, but then all of a sudden it's let it go. What the fuck? Happens to the best of us. Welcome to what a smidge of life was like in 2014. You'd be doing anything and immediately, oops, all let it go. Man, hard to believe that was over 10 years ago now. There we go. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. So now we just do the same down here. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. That's not bad, guys. That is not bad whatsoever. That looks like a proper little wheelhouse casing now. Now does it look the same on this side? Nice, there we go. Alright, now we come up here and we fix up this. This needs to be 63.3. There we go, make it trim. We're just gonna put trim as our default color here for all the railings, because I like having these little railings be trim. Okay, deco ship when? We're decoing the ship right now, monster. That's all we're gonna be doing today is decoing the ship. You're not having the easiest time understanding today's goal, are you? 63. Like I said, it's been a while since I've just sat here and decoed. But I will say, the game has been more fun lately. Actually, you know, playing the game. And that includes both functionality and deco and stuff again on my own. For the longest time, I was outsourcing stuff there because I was burnt out, I think. And it was nice. Like, it's nice that I have a community that I can do that with, because you know it means that we don't have to stop doing FTD even if I get burnt out. But it's also nice sometimes to actually enjoy the game that I play. You know, ship composed entirely of deco. Yeah, people have done that. I don't think I've done that yet, but it's also not really in my wheelhouse. I do like having a lot of structural shape into my builds. Alright, that should be good enough. That's not my favorite. So I think honestly we'll just leave it here. Going into that corner. Is there any way I can make that better maybe? You know what, maybe I just take this one back to 90, right? And then move it in here. Then out to here, and then just left-right scale it up a little bit. Yeah, I think cutting it off early works better than having it, like that. That works. Okay, now where do I go from here? You get out of the way. Well, that doesn't fucking help anyone. Thanks, asshole. Alright, there we go. That should be close enough to what I need. That is close enough to what I need. Alright. Now we have to worry about a 4. Where is my hologram projector? I just had it up here, didn't I? Did I delete it? Okay, I'm just gonna put one on top of here that I can use for angles and not worry. Okay, so slope 75.96. And that means the positive one would be what? 1400. Okay. 1404. Alrighty. Hey Zuza, how's it going? Deco the Megalodon to be the shape of a marauder. I don't see why we'd do that. It's just Deco the Marauder. No structure, just one block that's Deco to be a ship. Oh, I'm sure people have done that. It's pretty much how people do lifeboats, right? I had to hear my new instructor is an aneurysm inducing. Alright, have fun. Alright, it was what, 75.6? 70.5.06? I literally just saw it. Why can I not remember? 9.6, okay. 75.9. That will be close enough for our purposes today. And then you can just go up a little bit because I know you're going to be... It's the connection ones that always take the most, I've noticed. And hide your original, please. And apply with me. Copy. Paste. I will say I should put the flashlight on because it's kind of hard to work with the railings when they're this dark. There we go. Alright, that should work. Yeah, that should work. We just copy paste this one. And we move them over. We get a bit more precise than that. Oh, yay amount works. Yeah, that works. And then the other thing we have to do is we have to add chains coming down from the snout to about probably the second piece of railing that we have left here. I had to guess. There we go. Come on. It's so finicky today. I feel like it's normally not this finicky, you know? That's looking not bad. That's looking about what I wanted. I can be pretty happy with that. I mentioned looking at the Primoris before, but it's over 1 megabyte file size. Can I get a one-time exception to set it to roast? Which one's the Primoris? Depends on which one the Primoris is. I do not remember which one it is, so you'll have to forgive me. That was the plasma front set I was talking about on Go Off stream the other day. I do not remember it. I'm gonna say no, just because I'll see it when I play Breath of the Wild, Barons of the North, I'm sure. But I really don't feel like reviewing any big ships. I don't have the energy for it. That should be 63.343. There we go. Nice. Okay, that works. And then we can just copy you over to here. There we go. Ah, come on, you bastard. Just slot in, please. Do not try to... What? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Thank you. And right about there. That works. Let me just make you a little bit longer. Alright. And then this is just a nice, simple 45-degree angle. Come in here. Back it up to here. And then just 1.1 because you need to be a little bit longer to get to the center. Then just you, my friends. Move up a little bit. Put it out to the side. One more. That's flipping a little bit, damn it. Yeah, let's change you then. Mind? Just do that. There we go. That works. Alright, there we go. We got the railings in there. That's pretty nice. I'm happy with that. Now, up here, if I remember correctly, I need to do some... I need to do some more decos up here as well. Just do a deco, I think that makes the file so big. It's about 770k if I remember correctly. Yeah. No, I'll see it when the, I'll see it when I play the campaign. There's no rush. And that is the inverted. Go do that. And honestly, I was gonna change out all that purple, but I kind of like having the little purple band up here, so I think we'll actually keep that. I was gonna deco hide all of it with square corners and whatnot, but I actually think that's okay today. I'm actually a fan of that, I think. Okay. On to the next area. I see we have the chains here, which we're gonna, you know, yoink from over here into here. Does that actually even reach? That reaches, yeah. And I think what we're gonna do for the first time is we're gonna actually double up on our rigging instead of just having it be one-wise. We're gonna do groups of 2, which will be very fun. Then it's just on this side we have to watch out to make sure that it's not. Yeah, that side's gonna clip, so we're gonna have to do it differently over here. Probably attach it to back here. And then this side can be attached all the way around like how it was on the freebooter. I think that'll work pretty well for us. And then down here seems all right too. I will say I'm actually really happy with how this bridge looks. I really cannot complain. Like, it's a decent looking bridge. Get out of here. It's a decent looking bridge now. I'm pretty happy with this. All right. This is just a basic rail, and I don't have to worry about too much here. I notice that we have an interesting plan here with... Okay, curious. Very curious indeed. I had original... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Move up one, please. Thank you. Works for you right now, because I forgot to put you here. There we go. And then, yeah, I forgot that this area is not... Oh no. There we go. Yeah, it's not a symmetrical area because this side is much shorter, isn't it? So this side's gonna need this. And the other side will need it slightly different. Okay, that's some really slight asymmetry I put in there, which I really appreciate if it wasn't for the fact that I have to deco it. Okay, and that's not gonna work. So that's gonna have to be decoed rail in here because the ladder's here. And I do want that ladder to be functional is the issue. Okay. Put you here, here, and then... Alright, that's about where that's going to look there. It's going to look bad in aerodynamic view, but I like to have my railings a little bit of structure at least. So, like, yeah, I could just deco these and not have them have any structure, but I think that would be boring. Then up here, we'll put some machine gun nests. We'll have a ladder coming down over to here. Actually, let's get that in now, shall we? Actually, do I need much more than this? Actually, question, do I want this symmetrical? Let's have the ladder on this side, because the ladder's already on the left side over there. Then if they want to get around all the way, they can either just sneak in underneath the deck here, or they can go all around the smokestack. Okay, that's what we'll do. Alright. Put you in here, you in here. Oh, for fuck's sakes, come on. Thank you. Okay, how do I want to... Honestly, maybe I just do some more plates over to here. And then do like a little corner in here that's just like... Oh, like a little bridge, you know? I actually don't want that to be a bridge. There we go. Have it like a little causeway here. Then we can put some railings up on here. Okay, this is gonna look nice. I'm excited for this. And then from here we can put the extra ladder. Do I have it jut out? No, actually, no, I don't need it to jut out. No, I kind of want it to jut out. Let's do this here. 3 meter that way. 3 meter this way. And then we jet out. Yeah, that gives it like a little bit of shaping, you know? Makes it a little bit better than just flat ladder. And then this runs into the same issue last time, though, of... Now we have an entire area of it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, this is fine. Put a 2 beam bear next to the ladder and deco over it. Why would I need to do that? I'm confused. Why would I need a 2 beam next to the ladder? Alright. Oh, this should be trimmed, by the way. There we go. And then I need some metal down here that isn't trimmed. It could be a little bit metal heavy, especially around the superstructure, but I'm actually okay with that because we don't have a lot of metal anywhere else. I kind of really like that little plate area. I haven't done a catwalk like that before, but I'm pretty happy with that. 2 beam decoed over would still let you have the rail and not be entirely deco and still keep it from falling off. Oh, maybe. Not the worst idea. I think it'll be okay if people fall. Well, to be fair, it's mostly going to be me using this boat. So if I fall off, then that's just funny, honestly. Because I should know better with the privateer. If this was a campaign build, I would agree with you, and I would do that. But since it's just a me build, I think we can skip on that I'm falling off as expected. True. Oh man, the coffee is good today. Just have those days where the coffee just hits right. It's nice. Okay, let's grab you. Where are you? There you are. Trim. Up, down. There we go. And then don't forget mirror mode. I actually did forget mirror mode, believe it. Oh, right, yeah, because, never mind, mirror mode wouldn't work anyway, actually. So I'm glad we did forget mirror mode. Why did I make this fin so fucking asymmetric? Why do I hate myself? Ugh. Why do I do this? It's so asymmetric. I do love how it looks, though. Especially now that we got this part in. And what I'd like to do is, how big of a space is this? This is just 3 block space. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll probably from here. What is the 3 meter slope that we need? 18.4 free. Or negative 18.4. Okay, so 18.4 free it is. What we're gonna do now is just a little bit of foolery of the Tom variety. Actually, that doesn't work then. Never mind. Foolery canceled, guys. Sorry. Put you here. Okay, so 18.4 free. So let's take it down to what? Should be 72? It's 10, then 8. I'm not risking it again, and then 0.4 free. Double check this. I have the pin. I might as well double check. Slope per meter 71.57. Okay, I was in the right ballpark at least. I just forgot about the 5.7. 71 would have been the right ballpark at least. Okay. 71.5. There we go. There we go. That's about what I want. And then just put you up in here. And then I think I might have to also angle it just a wee bit out. So we know for the 2 meters ones, it's 26.4 free. Which means 60 free. Point something that we had earlier. I think it was 0.4 free earlier. So we're going to follow that 2 meter curve and the 3 meter slope to get down to here, hopefully. That is the plan right now, at least. And then, can I roll this? I can. Okay, good. So that our chains link up properly. There we go. Hey, this is actually going to work how I wanted it to. Nice. Shocker, I know, but also nice. And then what we do there is we just put a pole there so it doesn't look as strange. There we go. That's kind of what I wanted for the chains for the bridge there. And then we can just pull up here. Unpaint that. And make it as thin as possible. Then just have it over top right here. And then realize we can't quite have it as thin as possible, unfortunately. Because we do need it to still blend in. And maybe we could make it smaller. There we go. So there's some chains up there, and that just keeps that balcony up. What are you building today? We're working on the privateer again. We're finally getting the decos done. So we're just kind of puttering around the build, getting everything finalized, and then I'm going to put in the ammo bunker, the AI bunker, the last of the armor, and then I'll probably still ask for help from Potat for the steam engine in here. I think what will end up happening is probably have to route the steam engines through the side turret armor here. Actually, no, I can do it under the floorboards. I can route it under the floor here, because we do actually have floor armor for once. And then have the steam engines come up here in the two props, out the armored stern. But the main thing today is I just want to get the decos done. And any active defense, etc., that we want to do. Because I realized our fleet kind of critically lacks for flares. So the privateer having some flares on it wouldn't be a bad idea. Or some radar decoys or whatever. You know, like the missiles that fire up. I think the freebooter so far only has some. And where's your fully modeled interior? Not done yet. We might do that today as well, we'll see. It's been a long time since I've done interior, but I actually have most of it prepped at least for once. Normally it would be just like mangled in here. I gotta fix up the floor a little bit, but it's not too bad in here. But I'd rather do the exterior details right now. This is why we're doing all this nice little deco work with the chains and the railings. Give me a wood pole now. There we go. Make this 2 so it doesn't clip. Thank you. Very cool. Now does he clip? Oh, look, he actually does have room. Nice. Let's take him out to like 6'5" then maybe. Yeah, that takes him to the exact corner there, which is nice. And then just... something like that could work. I think something like that works. There we go. It's a little bit basic, but it gets the point across in terms of having the chains there. And I really like having the idea of like the lower balcony being held up by chains from the top one there. It makes it feel almost flimsy, or like, you know, like haphazard, which I really like. Alrighty, now over here. How many decos are we at right now anyway? Only 428, that's not bad actually. For a craft of 6,000 blocks, I'm not upset by that. And they're mostly in the hull, yeah, mostly at the stern and the bow, which is what I'd expect. But we are starting to pile them up in the superstructure now. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad at all. How's daylight savings? You know what? Maybe that's why I feel tired. I kind of forgot about, well, have we had the clock change yet? Spring clock change. Because we sprint ahead and fall back, right? Oh, March 8th. Oh, yeah. That would explain why I feel tired. Alright, that makes sense. I was wondering why I woke up so late yesterday. I sure haven't. Fair enough. But yeah. I don't know, I don't find it too annoying. Honestly, most of the time I don't notice. Unless it makes me late for something, right? I really don't notice the whole clock change all the time. I was gonna do something silly here, I'm sure, but for now, let's just get this. Okay. That works like that. We have at least 2 catwalks with the ladders. I did want to have a lot of ladders on this build, and I think I've achieved that look that I've wanted. I also really like this room up here, having it a little bit more circular than the bottom one. It's almost like the pilferer bunker, which I really like. All my clocks show at the same time, even though those aren't synced. Oh, okay. That would explain why I naturally woke up at 5:30 today. Yeah, probably. I didn't even know it was March 8th. I thought it's normally not until April, honestly. I don't know why I thought that, though. Alright, what do we got in terms of OSTs today? You know what? We haven't listened to Ori and the Will of the Wisps in a while. Let's throw that on today. Outer Wilds was nice, but it was getting a little bit repetitive. Okay. Alright, what part is next, guys? Do we want to do some internals next, or do we want to finish up the side railing? Because these side railings are going to take a decent chunk of time because of the asymmetry. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can get us to save some time on this by not... 1 second, I might be able to cheese this. Definitely gonna have to work on these ones, obviously, but... where is my... Ooh, that works. Alright, you come here. There we go. That makes that one a lot easier. And I do believe we can do the same on this side. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we can keep that bottom shape on the roof, but we don't lose out on the deck space up above. I'm happy with that. Deco tile in the bathroom with grout for realism? No. Use some duct armor on the inside. Hello, Horsenator. Honestly, I was actually considering using duct armor for this one to keep it a little bit beefier, but I don't want to do. I just can't bring myself to do that. Oh man, we're only just hitting an hour now. Honestly, we're getting a lot done today for how little time it's been. I can be happy with that. Yeah, because we got the little chains in here. This was inspired by Blue's Rubigino, I think it was called. I'm not familiar. But, actually, I'm pretty sure it was called the Rubigino. See, I'm not familiar. I remember the build, I just don't remember the name. I did actually do a deco tile with Griffin. I highly recommend you don't. Yeah, I don't know why you'd do that. It's very little payoff. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but I would not burn myself to do it. I should probably add the torpedo decos into the... Oh, I already have them, nice. Right, in that case, there we go. Hey, look at those. Okay, you know what? With the torpedo decos in, I actually think I'm a lot happier with these little torpedo bunkers I've done. I think just changing the torpedoes makes me a lot happier with them. I'm okay with that then. It was just that simple. I just had to get a little bit better. Although I could raise up the back here to be a little bit more bulky and give us... I'm not sure. I feel like something needs to go between the water wheel and the deck here. Even if it's just like a little... Not that. Not there, at least. But like, just even like this, right? Yeah, that actually already improves my opinion of it. Just so it doesn't look so flush, you know? Actually, we could do a secondary, I think. We don't have much use for secondary on the craft, so... Not the middle one, though. No, I think just the slopes work. It's just a nice little detail to help break up the flatness at that side. I'm surprised at how effective that is. That should not be working as well as it does on the eye visually, but I'm happy it does. They did it because I took the opportunity to change my med schedule to be an hour earlier. I played havoc on the rest of my schedule. I just napped for too long. Hey, that's fine, Connie. Hello. Yeah. No worries. People are never late. They arrive precisely an hour after they mean to, after daylight savings. You know what I mean? The power of free blocks. Truly, honestly, I'm genuinely impressed by how well that works. And like I said, I think once we cut open these sides here to have like those missile launchers, this one will actually look pretty relatively nice. Nicely detailed at the very least. Then up here will be interesting, I'm sure. I'm not quite sure how I want to fix this staircase or whether or not it needs to be fixed, in all honesty. It might just be one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's just a little, he's just a little strange, you know? Then again, the other option is maybe we do just go for it and move him back like all the way, but then we have to deal with that weird bit over here with the smokestack and the back of the superstructure, and I just don't do that. Ugh, no. That also doesn't work. You know what, then? Let's get rid of that. Yeah. I always hate doing deep guard paint. It just look better. Yeah, it just looks better total. Alright, let's just do it like that, then. I always hate doing deep guard paint like that. I want to listen to Xenoblade Chronicles Free soundtrack. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a third one. I thought there was only two. Tell about the Twitch. All right. Paint balancing up on the superstructure. I'm actually happy with at this point, I think. Like, there are some parts where I'm like, it could be better, but also I don't want to take the time to make them better. I'm so tired. Please, let me go. I've been working on Deep Guard for years. Please. Let me build something else, chat. We can put some truss back here, I think. How would that look? I want this to be dark. Okay, so what we're gonna do then is, there we go. Yeah, just a little bit of truss there helps. No, actually I don't like it. No, we'll just have the ladder be there, and then it's supported by the walls of the structure and all that, so I'm not too worried. And then I think all we do, let's turn back on the mesh frame again. I think we actually delete this here. And we just drag this up a little bit here. Except paint it the right color, please. There we go. We expanded out a little bit, so now it's not disconnected at the edge there, which was weird. Feels a little bit more solidly in place. So I can get away with just having the ladder as a support. Okay, that's not bad. Now this is where the fun comes in, because technically back here I could use these guard railings, but I actually prefer using the simple, like the normal railings. These ones for this. So we'll see how that goes, of course, but... okay, that works. Let's get these in now while we're thinking about it. I gotta blow my nose, guys. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. You guys in down to 7.5, up to 3.5. There we go. And pretty much just continue this all the way around. Move you backwards by 1. That way you can deco hide the original. Up 7.5, down 3.5, or somewhere along those varieties. Realize I forgot to deco hide these. Go. Alright, and then I could theoretically make these metal texture to match up with the stairs, because the stairs don't have the railing texture, they have just metal texture, which is strange. I have a question for you. Yeah, shoot, go for it. Go. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. And then we can't quite get you in there, can we? Fortunate. So let's grab you instead. Hide original mesh. Up. Down. Put it around. There we go. And then that will go into our usual simple railing over here. And that's how we combine the two. So it has hot and cold water indicators on the tap, but when mirrored over, the hot and cold indicators flip sides. Should I make it asymmetrical or leave it so it's symmetrical and the hot and cold indicators in different places? I'd have them... I don't know, just be consistent with it is all I'll say. It doesn't really matter which way you build it, just be consistent if you run into it again. Does that make sense? Whether or not it's asymmetrical versus symmetrical doesn't matter, it's the consistency that matters. So like if your hot tab is always on the right, then just make sure that your hot tab is always on the right to according to the user. That's how I would set it up at least. I hope that makes sense. Alright. I do actually think the majority of our deco usage today will be coming from these railings, hilariously enough. Is what? We need one here. And then we could do one out here, because that way we'd still be able to, yeah, we'd still be able to use the little gubbin there. Alright, that works. And then we can also keep it symmetrical this way, so we don't have to worry about messing up the symmetry. Nice, okay. That works pretty well for us. $45. 1.4. Okay, actually, we could probably do a little bit lower if we wanted to. 1.25. No, it has to be 1.4. And then we just have to move that one forward a little bit. Make sure we paint that trim. Back on trim. Hide original mesh. Drag you forward. Well, that doesn't quite work, did it? Oh, no, it does. What about there-ish? And then that way we have the railing underneath as well to prevent anyone who's like crawling under here to accidentally fall down to the next level. As funny as it would be. As funny as it would be. We don't quite want people perishing. And what else is there? I think up top, instead of doing railings, we'll do some sandbags with gunners. Kind of like what I did on the freebooter. Because we haven't had a lot of AA guns on this craft yet, like visually. And then maybe that's what I can do at the front as well. We can have some like little AA guns at the front and a little machine gun nest. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah. Okie dokie. How are we gonna do these? I will say, railings are definitely the most tedious part of Deco and Deepwater Guard. I have not felt... I have not had something feel this tedious in a while. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. I still enjoy Deepwater Guard. But, goddamn. Goddamn. Alright, there we go. There we go. I think I can touch that one. That one needs to be stretched just a wee bit. There we go. That's close enough. Okay. Not quite close enough, but you know what, actually? Close enough that I am gonna accept it. There we go, that looks about right. Alrighty, not bad then. Now, I realize the funny thing here of actually that's not bad. Okay, no, we're fine. I thought that was going to be a lot worse to Deco. We're okay there. There we go. Then we just move those guys back in by one or half of one, and then same with this guy over here, and we should be fine. Alright, first stream break. 6 officers, 12 crew hot bunks, or 18 crew hot bunks, 4 officers. That's up to you, it's your build. Again, ask yourself though, why would you need that many officers, right? Or why would you need so few officers? Like what is the build? So you should always be starting yourself with is what is the build and why am I building it? So like for example, the privateer is a light cruiser. This is known. It's also its use case is that it's going to be pretty much used at any time the freebooter isn't available as a flagship. So it has, you know, it has everything it needs to be a flagship without being a fleet lead, squadron leader, that's the word I'm looking for. So the privateer is going to be a squadron leader when a freebooter isn't available. Right? So that's its use case, is that it's a squadron leader. It's either an escort or a squadron leader. Think kind of like the destroyer leaders that the US had in World War II. Versus like a destroyer escort that they had, right? So that's what I mean when I say like think about the use case, go from there, yeah? Ah, sorry, my nose is clogged to all hell today. Alright. So just move you back over here. 0.6 actually works perfectly. There we go. Now, it's not the most deco efficient, but again, it's not a campaign build. I don't have to worry about deco efficiency here. Similar to the Marco Pierre White short of him saying, but I'm not a professional chef. I'm a home cook now, and then he dices the garlic perfectly while not even looking at it. Deco efficiency, I do not care for deco efficiency. Alright, we do have to change the rigging on the left-hand side. In here, what is this? This is a 1 to 4 slope transition. Means I need a 2-meter offset, but at half height. This is all secondary color. Do I have any reason to change it from secondary color? No. Let's get that line of symmetry over here. There we go. And then, actually, no, get rid of you. And then we just put you in here. Hide original mesh, there we go. And now this is where the fun begins, because we can either, if I say either, we're gonna make it look cool. You come in here, nope, you come in here like this. Oh yeah, we can. That's the wrong one. No, I knew this one. There we go. Okay, and then... ooh, that's gonna be a fun transition for Quarry to do, because I don't have the Mimic UI mod, and I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to do whatever this, because that's a half block to a 2-meter to a top of a form. Yeah, that's a Quarry problem. That is not a me problem. All right. Oh, we can fix up here now, I guess. Let's just get you cleaned up, shall we? There we go. Alright, that cleans up here. Nice, there we go. Let's actually do this one correctly. There we go. Nice, that's a little bit better. Keeps it all facing the same way. Okay. I think that's all the cleanup we need up there. We have that fixed in there. I don't think we particularly need railings for the side here. Then again, maybe we do. And we still need to clean up the railings over there. And then maybe we put, yeah, I think we put a little machine gun down here as well. Let's go grab the freebooter. And we will grab the decos we need off of it. There we go. Let's just grab you. Where are you set to? Okay, there we are. So we can do our little, actually, yeah, so let's actually grab these out of here. Then we'll do that little ERA bunker area. There we go. There we go, nice, and then paste you in there. Hey, look at that, that looks pretty good. And then what we do down here is we just do a little bit of a pull over here. Scale them just a wee bit. 1.5 should work. And then we can do it a little bit longer, just free direction there. Go, and then forward down a little bit just so he doesn't clip into the roof down below. And then something like that should work, I believe. How does that look? It looks a little bit stretched, but it's honestly not too noticeable. It looks solid at least, which I'm happy with. Connie, enjoy your work. Time to actually get a nap in? No worries, Connie, enjoy your work. You have a good one. Alright. It's been a while since I've done decos like these, too. I want to add in more, like, lived-in decos, like, you know, having the machine gun bunker, like, having the little machine gun areas and all that. I feel like that's something I've been lacking on since building the freebooter, and so it's something I want to get back into. What else do we feel this design needs? And then honestly, I think we do that over here as well. So I think what we'll do is we will... Let's take up down over here. So now that I got the bug for it again, you know what I mean? Alright, you come out to here. Yeah, soaps don't really work like that, do they? Yeah, because I'd like to be able to put you there, but that's hardly gonna work. Honestly, let's just cut off this little path over here. And then we can just, I don't know, put you in. Move you up here, I guess. There we go. Not the cleanest, but it doesn't have to be, right? Now we just take you prefabbed. What I want to do is I want to do something like what Corey did and just get an entire prefab like blueprint that just, there we go. So now we have one little 50 cal AA gun either side. It's asymmetrical, it looks nice. I'm happy with it. That connects up there. Let's move you forward just a little bit. Remember to hide the one behind you, please. And just over. No, not like that. All right, that works there. I'm happy with that. Speedwagon, enjoy your lurk. Alrighty, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, what to do over on this side is the question. I think this one we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and actually, I don't want to do railing though. We'll do that later is what we'll do on that side. That side does not spark joy. This side sparks joy. That other side did not spark joy. Alright guys, just trust me on this one. Alrighty. Do I tackle the steam engines now, chat? Is that something I want to do? The answer is not particularly. I'm gonna test out the guns, make sure they're working okay. What is this meant to challenge? This is meant to challenge at least the pilferer. Let's actually get you all on godly mode and not firing before I do this, please. Thank you. You stop firing as well. Alright. Alright, well that's not a bad start. The torpedoes come in. Alright, well I don't think the pilferer will be an issue if we run into it at least. Like, you know, to our credit, this was meant to be our pilferer replacement at one point, and then we kind of ballooned the volume of it. I feel like if I could get the hull shorter, if I didn't do the armor, if I could get the hull shorter, then it would be okay, but for now, I guess this is our ransack equivalent, because what is... Yeah, we're closer to the ransack in volume than the pilfer, for sure. Of course, yes. Alright, let's just see if we can snipe those guns. We can, in fact. Alright, so Yeah, I think this will be our ransack equivalent then, because I feel like I may have overdone the guns a little bit. I might have to pull back for, maybe that's what I'll do for a pilfer equivalent. Oh, so the fact that the pilfer used to be a pocket battleship is so funny to me, because it's been just there's so much bigger stuff now, right? Is how do we do against the ransack? Just guns-wise, I'm curious. Okay, we immediately confetti them. Very nice. Yeah, I did see those little bounce up. Oh, did we AI did it already? We did. Damn. We AI did it before the missiles even, or before the torpedoes even got there. All right, what did I feed these guns? What are those guns shooting? I think it's just APHE, isn't it? What did I feed them? Yeah, it's just APHE. It's not even like that particularly good APHE. All right, cool. I'm not gonna complain about that. What I will do though, is I will remember to fix these ever barrels here. Because I actually do want the bore excavator. Wow, I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't think they were that good. They're only 250. All right. Now, the better question, actually, now that I'm looking at this, is did I remember to sync them up? Because if I sync them up, I'll get a lot better armor pen. Because you're kind of like drilling instead of just impacting, right? So I do have to remember that at some point. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's save our vehicle just before we forget to. We went from 6,000 blocks to 6,400. That means most of our work today has just been decos. That's not bad. I cannot complain about that. Alright, let's actually set up our weapon groups now. What was it? Guns will be on 1, obviously. Alright, accuracy before fire 2. I probably want to change that later, don't I? That doesn't feel great. Also, why does this one have constraints and the other one doesn't? That concerns me. Attempt for it? Yeah, this is the third attempt at the privateer. I've tried it a few different times with a few different layouts, but this is the one I ended up liking the most. I tend to do that. I tend to go through a lot of design iterations with my builds before getting to the one I like. There we go. Okay, so I need to put the turrets on as well, if I remember correctly. Ay, okay. They always have to make this so difficult, don't they? Thank you, there we go. Torpedoes can go on group 2. Alright, there we go, and there's the last gun. Look at that, I actually do control groups once. I never do control groups. I know this because Potat always gets pissed that I don't. It's very funny. Alright, there we go. Let's grab the ransack now. I just want to see just the guns, not the torpedoes. Alright, so we obliterate the turret. Fair enough. AI. Okay, yeah, so I can just frontally pen a ransack straight through. Alright, I'm not too upset about that. Well, it counters the ransack. And the ransack is what? 160. Okay, so we're a little bit. It's the same weight class, but we are a little bit heavier, so that makes sense actually. Is there anything like, in our weight class specifically? Because we are a little bit heavier than the ransack. Because the plunderer is probably gonna eat us alive. Oh, the abactor's within our weight class area. We'll have to try it out against the abactor sometime. And then, yeah, the brigand's pretty strong. But if we beat everything except, you know, the crossbones and the plunderer with the privateer, I'm pretty happy. Once we get the systems in, we'll have to test it out against the abactor for real. Reason why you don't set your remaining accuracy to 0.1 is because I haven't done it yet. That's the only reason. I haven't got to it yet. All right. Let's do synchronization. There we go. I always want the right barrel to fire second. There we go. So now, if I fire... Waiting for synced weapon. Why are you... Why are you... You're not supposed to be synced up to each other. What is going on here? So only the right one is supposed to be synced. What are you doing? What is this tomfoolery? Shenanigans, if you would. Fuck. Why would they all link to you? I just want them to... There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that then. How do they work as anti-air guns? That's another important question, actually, because I do want to be fighting a lot of planes with these. Because again, this is kind of like our AA cruiser, hence why I did APS here. The Felix is decently armored, if I remember correctly. Quite like Orange's version. Right, fire. And not bad. Can we hit one of the engines specifically? We can. Nice. Alright, so it's not too bad. Let's balance him out a little bit. I can cut his winds off. I want to see if I can cut his winds off. Alright, we hit something important. That last engine. Oh, something exploded there. There we go. I think we got him. Oh, let's just hit him again, just to be sure. There we go. That's taking him down for sure. Alright. So it can hit a flying target. Let's spawn in a few Shrikes as a treat. The Shrikes are a little bit faster. You're coming straight for us, so let's take you out. Oh, no, you turned off at the last second, I see. Alright, surprisingly evasive Shrikes today. Finishes at the fire, whichever one's aiming at us. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we do one-tap the Shrike. I am not surprised by this. Just aim center mass, take him out. Shrike is not exactly the beefiest vehicle. It's literally just there to be like, hey, I hope you have something fast enough to fire at me. How are you still alive? There we go. You out. You're coming in from the front. Alright. Okay, so only one got over us. And I think we would be able to survive a little bit from the Shrike. Because its bombs aren't the most powerful, at least. Alright. That works well for an AA cruiser. I cannot complain about that. we go, and he's crashing. Oh, he's not quite crashing into the water. Will he crash into the water, though? Just kind of having fun watching this now, honestly. New ship, who this? Oh, this is the privateer. This isn't the new one. We're just finishing it up. Doing a lot of the deco work today. There he goes. Okay. So it works for its intended role as an AA cruiser, and then the torpedoes are there to punch up. Actually, so let's get the torpedoes on. So let's go back to all. How do I go back to all? 0? Okay, yeah. I'm not used to this new system yet. All right, let's get the abactor, because the abactor is us technically punching up volume-wise. You turn off there, please. All right. So, how do we do if we fire at you? Let's say we fire. Oh, they already fired. All right, not bad. I aim for the turret. We do decent amount of damage to the turret. Hit it again. All right, there we go. He's down. Look at those little side guns. I do like the look of the abactor. It's such a beautiful craft. Genuinely one of my favorites in the roster. Oh yeah, he has casemates, doesn't he? Not anymore. Okay, how's his armor? Yeah, and like we're getting through his armor easily. So I don't think we have to worry too much for when we eventually Oh, let's see if he actually do we think he'll capsize? Will he pull a freebooter? Oh, I don't think he's gonna capsize, guys. I'm guessing this is some form of HE. Play for naval players, true. Is it Papo style? Yeah, the abactor's Papo style. It's a pre-dread though. It's not the typical style you'd see. As for this form of HE, yeah, we're using APHE rounds. I've technically already tested these, but A, there's no reason not to do it again, and B, I enjoy tearing ships apart because I've been doing deco all morning, and I wanted a little bit of a break to see if this thing works against its intended use cases. The answer is it beats everything up until a plunder. Because we can effectively cripple an abactor quite easily, as shown here. Come on, I just don't know. Actually, I haven't fought the abactor enough to know where its weak point is. Those boilers. Whoa, he's got some health to them, man. No, not anymore. Where's this one's AI box? Ah, there it is, probably. No, that must have been the ammo box. No, that was the... Well, it's 2 damage now. Either way, the abactor won't cause any issues for us in this run. Now, what about the white flares? Because the faster firing guns means this one is going to be our answer to a lot of the white flare stuff as well. Let's get a few of these guys going here. And with the Euripkes are melee craft. Alright, well, the torpedoes still work, even if the guns don't work as well as I had hoped. Oh, we're still taking chunks off them, at least. Alright, and then that one got AI deaded by torpedoes, presumably. This one's still... Okay, so if you aim it just below the ram, that's where their explosive stuff is. Alright, well, yeah, because... Usually the way our campaigns have been going is that we fight the Deepwater Guard, we kill them, and then the white flares or the lightning hoods attack us. So having something that can handle the fast stuff from white flares, I'm happy with. What else is it that they normally attack us with? It's a lot of Euripkes, and it's a lot of... There's something else I'm forgetting. Was it the Desiccator? Sorry, the Dissector? I misread that. Yeah, they have shields on, which is annoying. But their armor doesn't seem to be too bad. Now, I know obviously these are all significantly lower cost than me. So let's figure out what is something that is decently equal cost. Do they have anything? The Cineator, maybe. No, actually, I just... Oh, let's see what else they have. That's what is equal cost white flares that we could fight. The Guillotine has the cost, but it's a lot smaller volume, which concerns me. I don't think I know what the Guillotine is, actually. You little submarine? Oh. Why have I never seen the Guillotine before? Wild. Alright, how do we do against it? The answer is I'm not worried if we fight one. What about the squirrels? The squirrels will probably cause issues still. So I am wondering how we're gonna solve that. I might do some missile banks in here. A little missile turret in here that can send incendiaries after the squirrels. That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't know where this, but the turret well feels too large for the turrets. For my privateer. I don't know. It's definitely the right size. Oh, I see what you mean, I think. So theoretically, I could have, no, because I'm pretty sure this is fine. I used the template for it when I built it. It's old AF. Are you talking about the Abactor, or are you talking about the Privateer, Morgana? I'm curious as to which one you're talking about there. I didn't realize how low volume the White Flares craft are. The Excruciator is way bigger, but not same with the Covenant. Oh, actually, I am curious. How do we do against the Covenant? I just want to see if we can get through its armor. I know Potat did a good job on the armor there. Did I not turn you off? Hello? Why are you still fired? Ah, yeah, the second one. There we go. Weird that the main AI isn't the one that controls the guns or the movement. Alright, so if we do end up running into you... How long does it take to get into the Covenant's armor well here? The answer is we'll need something specific if we run into something like this. Okay. We will not be beating the Covenant with a single Privateer. Two of them maybe, who knows, but not one. Yeah, because even just doing the like the full torpedo barrage there that hits with the guns there only did 1% damage. God damn, Potat. You love the Covenant, it's one of my favorite builds. Okay, so we got through the wedges at least. But for a brick, she flew pretty good. She floats pretty good. Alright. It's old as fuck, the Guillotine? Oh yeah, for sure. The Guillotine is absolutely old. Do we run into buzzsaws very often? Like, I remember there was a lot of white flare craft that we were running into that we were struggling with because the Freebooters' guns couldn't hit them fast enough before they got into melee range, right? And I think the buzzsaw actually might be one of them now. Okay, so the buzzsaw will get into melee range on us. We have to be careful about that one. Let's give it a little bit more room. Let's try again. I don't know where to... A lot of the white flare builds, I don't know where to hit them. You know? And the buzzsaw seems like it's new enough that it actually has a chance to do some damage. And again, the torpedoes get underneath it, I guess. Interesting, okay. So the buzzsaw will just catch up to us. But it goes in a straight enough line, I think the freebooter could probably handle it. Let's test that. Man, I haven't fired the freebooter's main guns in forever. Surprisingly enough, the freebooter does not handle it. Really. Also, I forgot how much secondary guns we have. My god. All right. Okay. So oh, I see. Because it's the entire fin is back here. Okay. Neat. If these guys, you have to hit them enough. Well, yeah, like that. Yeah. Well, we'll be redoing the freebooter anyway. I'm just trying to remember what we ran into a lot on the easy. Because like we fought white flares a lot. And it was the mostly Euripkes. Longinus sounds familiar. Is it Rippers? The Deliverance, the Flayed Soul. Oh, Velas. We ran into a lot of the Velas. Now these guys are quite inexpensive compared to, or quite expensive, yeah. Yeah, this is the little pack guy, isn't it? Oh yeah, he's been updated, so he's definitely gonna cause problems for us. Very cool, okay. I do like the new updates. The White Flare updates have been cooking lately. Now, keep in mind, the Privateer's only meant to go against Deepwater Guard. Same with the Freebooter, so I don't mind if I lose these fights. Because it means I just have to rebuild from when we get further into the game, and that's going to be fun, because I want to see what ideas I can come up with. I do want to try one last one against the Argonaut. Just want to see if we can take out those turrets there. Nice. Huge. I'm pretty sure she's weak. Like she has pretty... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that would be it. Got her. Oh, you're still alive. My bad. There you go. Oh, simple weapons. Yuck. Start peeling those off. And I want to watch those torpedoes, Chaser. There they are. I need to reinstall the render distance mod. It was breaking my game when I was on the alpha branch for a little bit. Just out the new sales, but I gotta reinstall it. I missed the torpedo wakes. Hello? Alright. Well, not too bad. Yeah, the torpedoes I'm definitely going to have set to 0.1 accuracy, and same with the guns, obviously. Oh, shit. Those torpedoes got a little bit too excited there. Anyway, Stren, how are you doing today? Alright, I think we've had our nice little intermission of testing. Let's get back to work on this, shall we? Actually, you know what? Let's save this one here. Let's swap over to the Selkie real quick, because I really don't feel like fixing the insides of the Privateer right now and working on the stern. Might just got done working on a commission. Nice. Oh yeah. Good work. Oh, stretch. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't feel like doing the functionality on this right now. It's one of those days where I'm just like a little bit tired, you know? And it's like, yeah, I just don't want to do anything. And it sucks to have those days, because I do want to get this done. Because I want, hopefully, ideally, chat, I want the entire fleet for the Deepwater Guard Omen campaign, like for the Deepwater Guard portion, done by April, so that in April I can record episode 1 of the campaign. And then in April, during the streams, we'll be building the probably the White Flares portion, I'd assume, because I assume that's probably going to be who's going to attack us, either the Deepwater Guard or Lightning Hoods. If it's Lightning Hoods, we do the Electric Eel sub-faction. If it's White Flares, we do a Flamer sub-faction. Did you finish that big dual hull air prop boat from a while back? No, that is this one right here. This is the old Privateer. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to finish it, so I just swapped the Privateer into a light cruiser instead. Because this was meant to be a light cruiser, but was very slowly turning into a heavy cruiser, was the issue. Also, this one did not have proper armor around the turrets. So I figured I might as well make this one properly. And it's been going pretty good so far. But I will come back to this idea. I might just revisit it when we go to challenge Steel Empire, Steel Stratters. Because I think the idea is still there. Usually you go against the Onyx Watch after Deepwater Guard, yes, but normally the AI doesn't let you do that. I would love to be able to go against Onyx Watch after Deepwater Guard, but White Flares or Lightning Hoods normally declares war on me when I'm fighting the Deepwater Guard, is the issue. Yeah, fair enough. It's getting big. Catamarans are hard. Yeah, like it's not a bad idea. I think it can work. I'm just not sure how to get it to work with Pathos style is all. Yeah, it's usually one of those two. Yeah. But hey, that means we get to build the electric eel, which will be fun, guys. You guys are gonna love that one. Because that's where we take the moray hull, like the moray hull, and we convert it like the calamar, but then we make it a little bit more animalistic, and we use pack Tesla coils. How? What do you mean how? Back from the showers and shave? Nice, welcome back, Cruz. I'm curious as to what you mean how. Are you invading their territory? No, it's just Lightning Hoods and White Flares. I know Lightning Hoods at least deteriorate relationships enough that they declare a war on you if you take too long to beat the Deepwater Guard. At least in my experience. I have multiple VODs of this happening. Let's get this fixed up back here. What was this? 18 points. Should've been... Alright. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it was 71.57 or 18.43. That means this should be 18.43. There we go. Now this one's actually unpainted, surprisingly enough. And just wibble your way into there, please. Come on. I said wibble. There we go. Nice. And then we make fun of Quarry because he has Z clipping in his railings when he shouldn't have. I think Onyx Watch has enemies with Deepwater Guards, so they tend to like you if you fight them. Yeah, so Onyx Watch gets better relations if you fight Deepwater Guard, whereas Lightning Hood's relationship deteriorates. Definitely has in mind, Onyx Watch seems notably absent from the diplomacy choices. Yeah, you have to declare war on them manually, problem. Okay, copy you. Paste you here. Move you out this way. Yeah, and then just do the same for you. Alrighty, there we go. The Selkie railing is finally done. And then, you know what else? Was that really all I wanted to do on the Selkie today? The Selkie is functionally complete. I don't know if I want to do a full rigging setup today, though. And I also want to redesign this front little paddle wheel here so that there's an anchor chain going up to the front. We can start on that today at least. Not gonna get it done today, I doubt, but I honestly might just go to roasts early. Here, you know what? Let's get this paddle wheel chopped up, and then I'll redesign it tomorrow, or maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I can let the From the Depths people know that it is time to From the Depths. All right. There we go. Alright, that should work, I think. Alright, there we go. Anti-D instance is holding a big grudge against him because I always have an appeal and diplomacy choice against him. Interesting. Yeah, no, I very rarely ever get to fight the Onyx Watch. Right, so let's take this out. Oh, that's not supposed to be in there. What are you doing there, buddy? At least be a 2 meter. Goddamn. Like that on the other side too? No, okay. So what we want is this. Match up there. Actually, it's not. Is it? Oh, surprisingly, it's not. Damn. Okay, that's strange. That is not what I wanted to do. In what fucking world would that be what I wanted, game? I obviously was facing this way for the mirror. Very cool, thank you. Okay, so that's what that would look like there. That's assuming, of course, that we actually need that. Okay, so maybe we don't actually need that. Because in here should be this. Even if it is a little bit scuffed. Honestly, what if I just do this? That probably works better than... Like, this side is so scuffed because I have the missiles, right? But this side doesn't need to be like that. And let's take this out. Realize that we forgot to do mirror mode again. Well, again, why does it cut halfway that way? No one fucking uses that line of symmetry. I'm sorry. Game, figure your shit out. Please, just get it figured out. Alright, let's fix up you now. Okay, then we kind of like want the chain anchor line running through here. Supposed to build him is actually a hologram. True. Won't be here for roast? Fair enough. Hey, Pro, a heavy work in progress in the roast? Yeah, of course, fishes. With a friend, we restarted the campaign like 9 times before it gave us the option to fight Deep Guard as the first faction. That is curious. That I haven't run into. Because keep in mind, you can also just not take any commodities and just attack the Deep Guard independently too. Okay. How do I want to do this? Because obviously over here doesn't work like that. See, having the slope there was actually relatively nice. So not having it there means, what do I change now? Unless I do this. Fix this up a little bit. I think I have an idea. We bulk them out a little bit over here. We can then use, we can deco over where the metal used to be. Go. There we go, that still looks good. And then we can fit the anchor line in here, I think. And then just truss over it as if it's like showing the anchor line, but not quite, you know, being a full anchor line. Excuse me. And then all that means is... Actually, let's switch you to a 2 meter like this, shall we? Does that still make you feel too bulky, though, is the question. Not as much as before, honestly, but I'm still not a fan. Like, this is also the issue earlier, right? Was that we had it just like this. Alright, let's mess around with this a little bit. Alright, I think that would work for the wheel. And that gives us... No, that's offset too far forward. Honestly, what if we just say fuck it and we just make this a slope? Yeah, okay, this works as a slope. That makes all of our lives easier. I can just do this. Will you? And then we don't have to worry about any of this bullshit. And now the paddle wheel just is shaped properly. Which means I can fit more stuff in this little area now. And get rid of whatever the hell this was doing here. Okay. That should work for now. The question is, do I want it to look like that or do I want it to do this? Because this would kind of go hard, I'm not going to lie. That kind of clips though. Do I care? Yeah, I do care about that one. That one stays as is. This side can have a chance to go hard though. Hey Emprey, how's it going? Alright, so now we fit you in here. Okay. Actually, no, I don't like that either. I think we just do this and call it a day. Yeah, that's the least bulky looking out of all of them so far, so that's what we're gonna do. And then over here we do truss. Actually, let's take this all the way in here. You in here? No. Why is there a hole in? Why is there a hole in here? Who built this? All right. There we go. Now we truss. Truss. That looks good on that side. We can just put the big chains through. Where is it? Decorations. Chain. I could probably use small chain to save on some. Nah, it doesn't. Who cares? Decorations are not meant to be saved. Yeah, look at that. We have the big chains, and then... Do I have... Is it the pilfer? I know the ransack has it, because I put it on the ransack. Oh, shit, wrong one. I put it on the ransack myself. Should be a little anchor. There you are. There he is. Copy all. Actually, let's just prefab you, please. Really should get this guy prefabbed, honestly, now that I think about it. There we go. Now, do I have anywhere on here where a prefab could go? Right here. Not quite like that, though. Okay, why are you so fucked? Oh, because I'm on the turret, aren't I? What the fuck happened here? Hello? Okay, so I was on the turret. That would explain why that was messed up. Okay. I was like, hello, what's going on here? Now I gotta go reclaim it. God damn it. How annoying. Am I on the boat this time? I am. Nice. Alright, that doesn't quite work. If I do it like this. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to do a custom one, I guess. Damn, you hate to see it. Definition of group. Ah, yes, encasing your horizontal chains in truss. I think one is missing. Are you sure? Ah, yes, I did. I did undo this one. Thank you. It's this one right here. There we go. And no, we're not encasing the chain in truss. We're going to just have the truss there so that the chain doesn't catch anyone of the crew, and so that they can walk over it without getting caught by it. The erect anchor, true. So from here, we want the anchor to probably come out around here-ish. Now this feels like a little bit too big of an anchor for the Selkie, so we can do this one. As funny as it would be to have the Selkie with a massive anchor. Actually, I do like the look of this anchor better. So what we'll do is we'll just make it a little bit smaller. Y'all will be needed what, like 67 something or 60. Get like a little bit of pitch. Up here. Yo. Hey, Bean, thank you for the 16 months in a row. Goddamn. Subscribing to all board in a work meeting. Big submission for me to roast, which I'll probably miss because I made no worries. It'll be a fun time. In Monkey Man we trust. Okay, Monkey Man is just stiffing in chat now. How's it going, Monkey Man? It's good to see you. Bean, good to see you as well. Have fun with your work meeting, of course. Now, I could do a porthole here for the anchor to come out of, but I don't really want to, is the issue. Kind of lazy. What the fuck did I just anchor this to, by the way? There we go. So what if I just, like, you know, take a little chain and just, you know. We did pitch him down at, like, what? 12? That's fine. What? Why am I putting the chain in a separate route? 1 second. And there's the anchor. Okay. Please tell me you haven't hexered the Selkie. No, I'm not hexering the Selkie. What's it, the spinning barrel? Oh, that is just the Sea-Whiz. But it does look like an actual gun, though. It's not hexered. I just have the little casing at the back there, so because I don't like how it looked spinning at the top with the muzzle brakes. So I just did one big muzzle brake over top. For those of you wondering, the Hexer has it specifically set up where it is a little bit different. All right, how did I do 148? All right, you're good enough. You can make you a little bit smaller. Have you heated up a little bit? Actually, we can make you a lot smaller, can't we? And then just, you know, just... See, chat, it's just that easy. Now, obviously, we want to pitch it down a little bit so it's not, you know, stupidly connected, but... And that is what we call good enough. Because honestly, I can't be bothered to do proper anchors for this one. And honestly, now that I'm looking at this, 2 anchors feels dumb, so... The right side only gets an anchor. The left side just gets changed to something, I'm sure. Big fan of mandatory training. Finance 101 and important finance op modules upgrade. Scenario. I need a 5-minute break from hearing about sales volumes for gloves. That's true. That's hexed, you bastard. It's literally not. The hexer is literally the entire barrel is changed to look like a different caliber. This doesn't look like a different caliber. This still looks like a 50mm gun. I can literally spawn in the hexer right now. Alright, in today's episode of Fact Checkin' Monkey Man, you see how the hexer's barrel is completely solid, despite the fact that it's an 18mm gun. You see, whereas this just has a barrel cowling, or whatever they're called, where you have a little bit of a solid piece over a spinning barrel. You see the difference, Monkey Man. Mine you can still tell is 50mm, and if you can't, then I can't help you. Whereas that is very clearly not 18mm. Is there any questions, Monkey Man? Who up deep water and they guard? Me, transgender Jesus. We're just working on the Selkie today, giving it some chains. A little anchor bit here. I really should put a porthole there, I cannot be bothered. Alright, what else do we need to do visually? We should probably get the rigging in at some point. I'll do it now. I don't want to, but I'll do it. I am glad we at least fixed up the paddle wheels, though. Those are, like, the bulky was a little bit too bulky, you know what I mean? He looks a lot better now, in my opinion. I think he looks much better. He's much cleaner, is the nice one. He doesn't feel as heavy on top. And then what we can do in here is we can do some, just some random crates around for storage. There we go. Oh, there we go. And then over here, I don't know, maybe do like this and then... Oh. Hey, there we go, nice. I like using the ammo for decoration, for just regular storage. But I also just don't want it to explode, right? Having a majority of the barrel is 1 to 2 large oversized decos gives it big gun vibes and ruins the spinning barrel look in my own. That's nice. You can still very easily tell it's 50mm though. I might be able to shrink the Steam Jet deco a little bit because it is stretched anyway. But I think you're just a little bit overzealous here. Because honestly, I really don't think it changes the look of the caliber of the gun at all. The biggest perpetrator? Yeah, that's fine. I honestly think it's okay. Because you can still see the spin-in portion of it. It still fires like a small caliber gun. So I feel like it's, you know, it's easy enough to check if it's, oh, is it small caliber or not? Because you can literally see it. I'm not completely hiding the fact that it's, you cannot tell it's a small gun from the glance, despite the fact that it's spinning with multiple barrels. Okay, I'm free. Where would we like to go from here? Probably clean up those side portions there. Either way, I'm still happy with the barrel deco, I think, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Because I really don't see any reason to change it. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Goddamn mirror mode. Mirror is not cooperating today. There we go. Where else could we add stuff to? I think it's just the APS stuff now. Alright. Let's grab you. This is always my least favorite part. You know what? I literally downloaded Yalanissa's rigging tool. I gotta use it at some point. I think I would remember. Alrighty. Put you here, and we're just gonna deal with the pitch until we can find. Okay, that's not what I wanted. It's fixed by himself. Thank you. Alright, I'm not used to. Why do these feel so weird? Hello, just work, please. Is this hard? So finicky. Right, that's about what we call good enough. Okay, how is it? Move you here. Move you over here. Come on, you bastard. There we go. And then just move you back because I realized that we did a little bit too far out. There we go. Alright, does that work over here now? Not quite. There we go. And now it doesn't work over here. Lovely. Does that work up here? Good, that works up here as well. Down here. There we go. Now we just move you a little bit over to the left or to the right. Oh, God damn it. You know what, that should work? Question mark? Ah, come on. Take you off a little bit and just move you down a little bit. I hate working with the camera in this mode too. How does that look outside? Looks a little scuffed, as in it does not work. I haven't tried double rigging before. I honestly thought I could just be able to get away with copying it across. Kind of sad that I didn't. Honestly thought it was going to work. At a glance, when I looked at it further, of course, the small gun at the deck gives the impression that it's a big gun before I can take a look at the actual barrel. Alright, well, that's fine. If anything, it's just intimidation tactics then. If an enemy goes like, oh shit, that's a big caliber gun, and then it's just a little Burt gun, that works to the Selkie's advantage, right? I'm perfectly fine with the Deepwater Guard using intimidation tactics. Those aren't exactly lined up, but also, I feel like I'm okay with that. Makes it feel a little bit flimsier and non-intentional. Put you here now. Move you over here. Give me like a 45. That's not what I wanted. You stay at 90. You come to 45, please. There we go. That's about. That is not good. Ah. Perspective. I always wondered how it got so far out. Why are you so far out, actually? Feels strange. I must have grabbed the green arrow at some point by accident. There we go, that's kind of what I wanted. Alright, I'm happy with that. Said about turrets being too small, the light cruiser turret caps just felt too small for the space they had. I don't know how to word it. Bad at words. Okay, no worries. I'm gonna be adding some more deco around them and Greeble as time goes on, so we can see if we can work on that. I can always just make the deck a little bit more, or the deck around it a little bit more encapsulated as well. All right. Be happy with that. Got our little rigging pieces in. He looks like a proper silly lad again. Up here is fine. Honestly, I might switch this away from... let's get some color up in here, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit dark up here. Let's get you to be normal, please. Trim is a little bit too dark up here. There we go. Okay, that is a little bit nicer. That's a little bit splash of color, you know? And then honestly, maybe we do purple here instead of just trim all the way around. I normally would do trim there because of how what's it called works. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the pull to square? Pull to pull tapered. There we go. Then I need wood or cedar texture, yeah? No, that's the deck texture. I need the actual wood texture, please. I hate having to do this. Yeah, like what the hell is that? Okay. God damn it, game. I guess we'll do metal texture then, because I'll be dead in the cold hard ground before I have to fucking deal with that shit. Alright, that's why I need tapered pull. 1 second. I need the pull. Tapered hollow. What's the this like? I need pull to square. Does anyone remember what that's called? Hey Raven, how's it going? Does anyone remember what the mimic's called for pull to base? Maybe mimic. Cube to pull. That's what I was looking for. That is what I was looking for. Alright, not quite what I wanted. Let's try it again. Thank you. I need one here that you can hide, please. Then I need you down here. That's true. There we go. Alright, that works a lot better for what I want. The cube to pull was exactly what I wanted there. Alright, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, and that also brightens up the top just a little bit more, too. And honestly, though, I think I will keep these as trim. Just for consistency on the poles there. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty... He's a dapper lad now. Keep the pole. Yep, thank you. Welcome back, Sousa. Alright, is there anything else I really need before I call this little guy done? We got the anchor chains in. Got the anchor in. We fixed up the paddle wheel areas. We got some Greeble in. We got some loose cargo spread around. Right in here, I feel it should be purple. I'm not sure why, though. It feels like the back of the ship is very unpainted compared to the front. So I think we just get these cleaned up a little bit. I think this should work. There we go. Okay. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's closer to a completed Selkie than we've been in some time. Anything immediately wrong with him? I know you guys don't like the gun, but I quite like it as is. I feel inspired later, maybe I'll take out the custom jet and swap it out for like a custom made piece that looks the same as it. So I do want this little apparatus here. And then I can just reduce this part over here, because that's gonna be like what? Pole, tapered pole, 2 more poles, and then just like another pole up here, and I can paint it different colors, which would be cool. The bow on this is gorgeous. Thank you. I still need to smooth it out at some parts, but honestly, it's not the most offensive. It works for what it is. Yeah, it's a player in this various meshes, which can do that, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't feel like doing it right now. Got the crane at the back still. I was gonna do like an open in here for the missiles to like be in the fishing hold, but I can't. I don't want to do that. I think this is a complete little guy, which means he's now allowed to roam free. Go, my little guy. Roam free. How does he look when doing said roaming? Alright, he's reversing still. Interesting. Honestly, I'd say he looks okay. Like, I'm happy with this. This looks like a Deepwater Guard craft. Yeah, the Hexer does the exact same thing. I don't know if it's just using an oversized steam jet mesh. No, it doesn't. Monkey Man, have you looked at the Hexer at all? I'm like 90. We literally just spawned it in earlier. Okay, no, it uses it over here, but the main issue with the Hexer is that the entire barrel is changed. So if I were to take this off, right? Where's the little deco? All the way back here. Okay. So we take off the entire barrel issue, right? The issue with the Hexer is that this is what the barrel looks like, not the steam jet part. The steam jet part is new. It didn't used to use the steam jet part. That's why I was confused there. But this is the issue with the Hexer. All right. It's not that it uses a steam jet part. It's that it uses the entire barrel length. You have a similar situation with being 2 oversized decos? I really do not see the correlation there, because again, I do not hide the entire barrel. I hide, like, you know, a part of the mantlet with it, sure. But this feels like a false equivalency. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If I have time later, I'll fix it, but it's just, I like it how it looks, honestly. I think he looks good as is. He looks like a little Sea Whiz gun. I wouldn't even say I hide a majority of the barrel, because this hides what? So, we'll consider this part from hidden. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then there's the mantlet. So that's 3 blocks there. And then ahead of that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wouldn't call this part hidden because you can still see it through the grooves on the cram barrel. I really wouldn't call that part hidden. I will say, watching this in fire is very satisfying. What's our stability looking like anyway? Do we have any accuracy from instability? I'm firing. What about now? Okay. I wish I could like check that stat window as I'm firing it. 3 blocks obscured and 1 block exposed. Again, I feel like you're just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking. Like, it honestly looks fine. And plus, I do not think you're one to talk about hide-in barrels, mister. I've seen your builds. Like the muzzle of the barrel, but the jet deco dominated the look of the barrel, in my opinion. Yeah, it's meant to. That's the thing. Because even if I replace it, it's still gonna have the same idea of the tapered like part up here. Because the spinning barrels are already meant to be exposed at certain areas. Boat barrel, small tank barrel 1. Jack, I don't know what that means. Hexer's criminal because it's a faction campaign craft. Well, it's just effectively a fan build. Yeah, well, this is gonna be for my own stuff, right? The fuck do you mean can't aim in that direction? You literally can aim in that direction. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy, Selkie. Apparently the tank has a Mondo bastard of a barrel. Oh, yes. No, yeah, because again, the issue with the Hexer being that it's 18mm being disguised as something larger. I'm not disguising this as something larger. I'm covering it up, sure, you can complain about that, but I'm not trying to disguise it saying like, oh, it's actually a 250mm gun. It still has the look of a 50mm because you got the spinning barrel. I just wanted the spinning barrel to look decently protected, that's all. Also, I love that I have this little aiming reticle. I just stole this from the Razor Bill. Oh, I'm sleepy today. His free 30mm barrel. Said barrel is still unreasonably long. Yeah, there's other fixes you can make to the Hexer, but I'm just saying the part that I take issue with is the fact that the barrel is deco hidden to be larger. That's the part I take issue with. Identity theft is not a joke, Rosen. You're what? Oh, but Hex, wherever I put it. Let's grab it. Let's analyze this. So the issue is that, so this Hexer is, where is it? It's 18mm, but it's being represented as, what is this, like 330, you said? Probably about 330mm. Because this is meant to be a tank destroyer. The issue with that being that by using the 18mm and then disguising it, this would confuse a newer player, right? It's one of Carb's builds in Steel Empire. I do think the rest of the tank is fine. It's just I feel like this could definitely be just reworked a little bit. It wouldn't be that hard. Carb said it's 330. I haven't checked myself. Okay. Well, I'll take his word for it. Whew. And like, we're fine with barrel decos in the campaign. That's perfectly fine, but just don't hide the actual caliber, right? Like, that's why I said for the Selkie over here, I'm not using this to hide the caliber. Hiding the barrels, sure, but we're allowed to hide barrels. You just can't hide the caliber of the barrels, which I haven't done here. I don't. Well, whatever it's supposed to be, the fact is it's still 18mm. And that's the issue here. How's the internal Tetris on this one anyway? Okay, I see. I see. Alright. Well, I think that means the Selkie is actually complete now. Which means he's now earned his spot in the completed designs. Let's test him out against some stuff, shall we? Because he does have a little bit of armor. So what's the Selkie going to be fighting? He's probably going to be fighting the Atlas, so let's test him out against the Atlas for sure. The Atlas is a pretty common spawn, I find, in the early game. Alright, Selkie, this is all you, buddy. You gotta do this with just your AI. And hopefully without taking too many losses, either. Okay. I saw a big explosion from the, probably from the missiles. Okay, yeah, we check out his front gun. Good. Alright, so now he just whittles him down with a solid shot. Which he's doing a pretty decent job of, I must say. Then he backs away correctly now too, which is nice. He doesn't turn his ass to the enemy. He actually like runs away properly. Yes, the Selkie is a front sider. Enjoy your work, Jack. It was good seeing you, dude. And there goes the Atlas. Okay. Hydrogen bomb versus coffin, baby. I don't know. I feel like the Atlas had a chance there. It got through to the front ballast tank, but it didn't get through the armor. See, I told you the wood armor scheme was good, guys. Nobody believed me. Ignore all the metal in there. That's a pure wood, baby. Imagine that showing off your 18mm needle barrels like the Nimbus. A proud 22k RPM, if I recall him. Back to my Bean, though. Thank you, Bean. Alright, so we beat the Atlas pretty well. Let's reload him. Let's check his metrics. He actually doesn't have enough ammo, surprisingly enough. No, that's fine. I'm sure that free material worth of ammo will not come into play at any given time. You know, guys, I'm sure that's fine. Alright, let's actually save him first, too. Oh, right. I forgot I can just save it into the games files if I ever want to play against them myself. Alright. You are in here. Oh, what else? We're going to fight the Falkenheim quite often. So that will be good to chest out as well, especially because they have missiles which we can use for Sea-Wiz. We've already killed one of the Dusters. Nice. And the missiles target the Falkenheim instead of the Dusters. That's good. Alright, huge. Now, see, those shots are what I'm scared of. I feel like they should be doing more. Okay, there we go. We're getting obliterated. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. The Finnish the Selkie does not have roof armor, so it's not going to do great against something that is firing from above at it. Oh, it's not going bad right now. Falkenheim has fallen, so we managed to core it out, it seems, but we did lose our turret. I don't know if this is going to count as a win for us, because it would technically be too low here. So I think it might get the win here, because it has the... If we hit the turret, I think we can do this. Interesting. All right, now let's see. What if we have a second Selkie? Because technically, I do tend to build 2 of these guys at the start of a campaign. Alright, spawn on the Falkenheim. Alright, he turned around because of the AI there, that's bad, but don't crash into each other, please. What are you morons doing? That's 4 missiles should definitely... Yeah, there we go. Oh, hit the turret, hit the turret. Nice, okay. So, 2 Selkies get very confused about where they're supposed to be looking, but aside from that, it's not too bad. And then these Duster Marines that try to fire their missiles, we targeted pretty easily. I think the missiles should already be set up to not target anything small. Oh, never mind. We had to set that. Oh, Jesus, okay. And he's dead. All right, so as an early starter ship, I'm quite happy with this again, actually. Get rid of you now. Let's reapply connection rules. Look at him go. What a little guy. Where's he looking? Oh, he sees him. He sees a missile. Why did you... Okay, first off, that was not a big missile. How did that hit us? Secondly, why did you not fire at that? Right, turns out it's 28k RPM. Oh my god. Hey, alive, how's it going? The barrel is perfectly fine, but the deck color is quite monochromatic, making the barrel less prevalent at a glance. Fair. Yeah, I guess normally... Oh, I could try painting this detail, I guess. Because this part needs to be secondary, but this part... What do you even have in there? Oh, it's up there, okay. What if I paint this detailed? Absolutely not. Yeah, I'll have to recreate it so that like these little custom pieces are detail. But for now, it's okay. But I think we can brighten them up a little bit by unpainting that trim at least. Yeah, but the black color of the deck on the barrel make it blend in way too much. Sure, I guess. I personally don't see that. All right, what else are we likely to encounter? What have we encountered so far? Hoplite, you're a missile little guy, aren't you? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna change those missiles to not fire on anything bigger than needed. And we still need, oh, we need a munitions mortar, don't we? Because we want our little guy to be able to actually detect stuff as it comes in. What if we just give him little cheek pouches for munition mortars? Okay, he has little cheek pouches now. Alright. So now, try that again, please. I am glad that the small gun is... Okay, so he does fire... Okay, he does fire correctly at missiles now. Yeah, we just needed the munition mortars, it seems. Well, he's still... He could be firing a little bit faster at those, honestly. Do I have enough detection? I do. I wonder if maybe I just need more detection. But then I have to retouch the AI, and I don't particularly want to do that. So, you know what? I'm going to assume quantity of Selkies will save the day here. But if you use the non-fleet color, I couldn't do that. I would never do that. What else are we likely to run into? Oh, we run into a lot of swordfish. What do we do against the swordfish? Oh, these are the new swordfish. I was thinking of the old swordfish. Well, you know what? Still, let's try against the new swordfish. Oh yeah, they fire up a fuck you shell. I forgot about that. I do really like the new swordfish though. All right, let's try against one swordfish instead of two. How does he fare against the swordfish? I also, God, I want to build a lot of. I want to build a ship in the style of the swordfish. It's such a cool design. I forgot to reload my little guy first. Okay, it's okay, buddy. Fire your missiles. There you go. Lost the entire front of my ship. But the armor stands. Let's go. The armor worked. Selkie armor OP. Really? That was barely any damage there. Alright, so the swordfish eats us alive. That's fine. That is A-okay. Keep in mind, we're only free like 3.5k volume and 51k mats. And how much is the swordfish? Okay, less volume, but same amount of mats. Or more mats, less volume. Interesting. The front fell off, true. I might add some more armor in the front, I'm wondering. If we couldn't beat any of those, we're not gonna be able to beat any of that. Alright. What about, let's try against two, can at least have missiles, so this will actually be a good test of the Sea Whiz. Okay, so he completely gives up. Why is he not firing like a Sea Whiz now? He does split his fire on the missiles, which is cool. Okay, he does fire on the Sea Whiz now. Okay, Sea Whiz, hello? He lets them get awfully close before he fires at them, I must say. And even then, still some get through. Okay. That's not the worst, though. What's a heavy missile? Oh, smoker, right? No, smoker was removed, right? Okay. Small missiles again? Small missiles that depth of kinetic Sea Whiz? Oh, are they? Okay. Hey, Bone, how's it going? It's not supposed to do that. So true. How do we fare against the Sea Lion? I know that's a harder difficulty one, but I'm curious to see how we fare against it. Obviously, the Selkie does get absolutely hard carried by its missiles. No doubt about that. Case in point. Oh, okay, so if he loses his front turret, he just kind of gives up on life. Fair enough, I respect that. Now, that cram shot did take out our gun, though. Does he have torpedoes? I think he had torpedoes. Yeah, this one is chronically weak to torpedoes. Oh, he even shoots cram shells down. Okay, cool. I didn't know we assigned him to that. I forgot we did that. So if we have enough of these little guys, they will work as an escort how we want them to. Okay, it does have torpedoes. That explains why I was getting wrecked. Yeah, this guy has no torpedo defense. It also doesn't apparently understand not to turn his back to the enemy. It's just so small that Sea Whiz and this one just don't really work against them. Okay. Let's get in another Selkie here. And then let us... Is there any medium missile spammers I'm forgetting? Because the Smoker's the only one I could really think of. Contraband's a huge missile, so that's not going to be... Oh, Corsair. Oh my god, we killed the Corsair even before the missiles hit. Dude was reduced to atoms, okay. Can I 1v1 a Corsair is my question. Alright, you reload now. Let's save you as well. I will say, this is definitely the best version of the Selkie we've had. Both visually and functionality-wise. I'm very happy. Black Sea Whiz does do better against small missiles by virtue of being able to damage groups, but it solves the problem with the short radius. That makes sense. Lamps is the only way to kill small missiles? Okay. Well, the Selkie will not be getting upgraded with a lambs anytime soon, so. Alright, so the Corsair is actually smaller than us. Interesting. I think that's just because of the missile cost, though. I think if we take off our missiles, it'd probably be about the same cost as the Corsair. Alright, so we explode them. I do love the look of the Corsair. I still need to build a small Pathos-style ship one of these days, but the Selkie just kind of takes on that role so well, I don't really need to now. Because he's both he's artillery platform and escort ship all in one. I love him. Alright, let's see if it... those are once again smalls, okay. I thought they were still medium. Does nothing have medium missiles anymore? The Smoker has the Smoker had largest, which I wanted to test against. Laser Selkie, Laser Selkie, Laser Selkie. Maybe in the future, we'll see. I don't know if he even has the room for a laser system, honestly. Have we roasted yet? No. I feel like the autocannon and missiles synergize quite well. Yeah, I'm happy with that aspect. I am happy with that aspect. Alright, so what we do now is we add repair bots. This is just for out of battle healing. Because I hate having to manually repair my stuff. Actually, no, let's implement the no repair bot rule. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna put repair tentacles on the tributary. We'll put repair tentacles on the tributary, and that will be oh, look at him, he does get up to 30. Okay, you know what? 29 meters a second top speed, I'm not upset about. Look at him fucking go. Whee! Drift. Deja vu. Quite a sick boat, because I can never make something this detailed and effective. That's not true. I don't think that's true. I think it'll just take you some time. Because keep in mind, this is about, what, a week and a half's worth of work for me? I worked about a week and a half on this, but this Selkie is 100% me, at least. Minus the anchor that I tried copying, which now counts as 2 blocks, but... So, because this has been like, what? I built the hull in one stream, I did the gun in another stream, something like that, right? The thought of putting more than one session into a ship never occurred to me, to be honest. It gives you time to think as well. So, like, for example, in here, with this little idea here, if I didn't take the time to, you know, in between sessions to think about it, I probably wouldn't have come up with this. And even then, it was still a suggestion by Potat that I've then refined. So don't be afraid to take your time with your boats. Not everything needs to be done immediately, right? And also keep in mind that this is built off of 2 years of experience, and there was a Selkie 2 years ago, and then there was a Selkie last year. This is the 2026 Selkie, but this one finally works. So this is the one we're going to be keeping, and I promise we won't be rebuilding the Selkie anymore, chat. If I try to rebuild it, stop me. To be fair, as a guy that played FTD since he was... Yeah, I have been playing FTD since 2014 as well. Do keep that in mind. Thank you to Hydrate Gremlin. Don't know if I got that already, so I'm going to grab it now. Alright. So this will go in the actually completed designs. Yeah, so actually, for me, so I don't save my craft very often. So you can see version 19 means that I probably opened this and saved it 19 times, right? So I don't think I bumped it at all in this one. So the version number is a good indicator of how much I've worked on it, because I save once per session usually. But then again, my sessions can be anywhere between 20 minutes or like an hour and a half, right? Or 6 hours. Really depends on the day. So don't feel bad about being like, oh, I can't build something this detailed and efficient. You can't build something detailed and efficient yet, but you are capable of it. You just gotta take the time. And of course, if you want to build something and then submit it, so if you want feedback for maybe how you can improve it, roast is always there, right? I build months on single ships. Yeah, some of us do. Like, some people get it done immediately, some other people take, you know, months. I know I've had a few designs where it took me a year to get it how I wanted it. And even then, I'm still redesigning those designs now. Like the freebooter. It's literally a running joke in the community how many freebooters there are. Because, so this is the freebooter currently, okay? Actually, let's restart here. I'm gonna do my lesson about never giving up. Let's showcase all the freebooter variants we've gone through, okay, chat? This is the one we have right now, okay? For those of you new to the channel, you might not recognize this little guy, but the freebooter is my heavy cruiser, which I'm gonna redesign again. Now here's the freebooter, so true. Truly, I think the most said sentence on this channel is "here's the freebooter" or "look on the freebooter," followed immediately by all right even. All right, here's the first freebooter. This is what the first one looked like back in 2024 when I got back in, like when I got into streaming. I recognize this like it's my childhood friend by now. Well, that's sick. Yeah. So do you see how how do you say improved the design over time? Oh my god, remember when we used to use the really small torpedoes offset from the turrets? And what were these diamond turret caps? My god. So you can see how things get better. You know what? I'm gonna try and build a massive battleship from scratch later. I will say, if you're struggling to finish builds, start smaller. It's always easy to build smaller and then build your way up than it is to start massive and build your way down. I do not recommend starting with something the freebooter size. Maybe go privateer size, or maybe go... Actually, I think this freebooter size would actually be a bit... Aim for 10k volume and get a design done to your satisfaction first. I can feel like I never fit what I want on smaller ships. Fair enough, I hear this a lot from people. My biggest thing to say to that is just... To me, that's the fun of the game, right? Maybe not for everyone, but to me, I love when I can, just try and Tetris everything in. But build the gun first, space it out so you have armor. Don't do like I did here, where I just didn't armor anything. This is why I want to rebuild the freebooter, because like compare the freebooter internals, where it's just kind of haphazard all over the place, to the privateer. Oh, one second. Let me get the last freebooter, and then we can do this. Let me just grab that real quick, because I do want to showcase my point of the freebooter went through multiple iterations. Was it this one? Yeah, this is version 2, I think. Yeah, this is the second version. So you can see how each year I built a slightly bigger freebooter. So this one had only the main battery. Had less guns, but, you know, it was a much better cram, because this is really shit triple cram. This was significantly better double cram. And then this is significantly better triple cram. And the next one will probably have up to 200 cram worth of FP, just due to advancements in cram. You know what I mean? So you can really see where I started to come into my own as a builder, going from this to this. And then on this one, you can see where Quarry started to help me as well. And keep in mind, that's a big part of it too. I have my little army of helpers. Also not used to how packed naval ships are, or FD ships are compared to my notions of naval craft. Yeah, that's fair. The rebooter is a yearly tradition. It really is. Anyway, my point being, don't get discouraged, because even people you think are good builders, all of them have a build that is as bad as this one here. I can guarantee you. You're building ships internals first, size doesn't really matter much, or craft type, also imagine having helpers. Bean, you have helpers. You just never ask them to help. But you have helpers, Bean. But anyway, so going back to what I was talking about with internals first. I used to be an externals first kind of guy. Still kind of am. I have the idea of what I want externally first, and I build the internals first to match my idea of the externals, and then I build the externals around the internals, just to make it easier on myself. It sounds very convoluted because it is. But let's compare these two. And there's about a year's difference between when I rebuilt this freebooter and when I did the privateer. It's actually, yeah, it's almost a second. So you can see in here, I have a proper armor scheme. Now, the bow still isn't armored, obviously, because I don't know what I'm going to put in here. I might honestly not put anything in there. I might just reinforce it to use as a bulkhead. But you can see how even back here, I still have proper armor. And then over here, I have even more armor for the ammo storage. And then I have the AI, no, this is the steam engine in here. And then, stern. But you can see how the entire way it is armored the entire time. Whereas the freebooter, let's take a look at how we did the freebooter armor. So the bow is the same chunkiness because we didn't reinforce it. The armor is built into the exterior skin instead of being separate from it, which is not great. There's no room between the two turret wells, so if this one blows up, this one would as well. Not a problem with cram, but if this was APS, that would be a big problem. And then back here as well, right? Still no armor, very haphazardly armored. It could definitely be better. And then finally back here, we get some armor around the steam engine. It's the only armor to include the slope scheme, probably because Potat did it. And then back here is completely unarmored. So you can see how that would be a little bit problematic. APS ammo customization should have an option that works like cluster missiles. Just select smaller shells to load inside for canister flechette type shells. Yes and no. If you want flechette, use frag. And then, honestly, I think canister and flechette are both covered by frag rounds, and you can just prox fuse them. At least I'm pretty sure you can still prox fuse frag. I'm not sure. I've only really messed around with APHE. I don't use a lot of frag shot. People keep telling me to use frag, but I don't see the appeal. It just doesn't seem as good. Anyway, do I want to keep going today? So I'm thinking, if I stop right here, we get into roast, we call it a day. Or I could rebuild the entire freebooter hull with armor. No, because I still gotta do the cram internals. We'll wait. But one day soon, I will rebuild the freebooter. Probably on Friday, actually. With that said, I sometimes do externals first and just mentally build the internals knowing the exact size. Yeah, I do the same thing, Bean. I'm very similar. Like, I'm at the point now where I have a good enough spatial sense that I can just kind of make things work. Then to build hulls with 0 thought and then realize this isn't going to work. Well, see, exactly, and that's something that, you know, like, so you can see here on the privateer, you can see how deep the privateer is compared to the freebooter. The privateer has a very deep draft because I wanted to make this turret work. Because it was my first custom APS turret that I had done. Instead of just, like, you know, stealing from someone else. So... Oh, what the fuck happened there? Brother. No. There we go. Alright. Alright, that fixes that at least. Let's just save you. It also shows in the price, too. See, like, despite only being, you know, a quarter of the size, half the size? Well, you know, it's a decent change in the volume. That's only 5k volume less. But the thing is, like, these boats are pretty similar. Obviously, the freebooter is bigger, but this one is almost the same volume as it because it has the better internals. If I internalized the freebooter correctly, it would be much bigger than the privateer. But yeah, definitely do turret wells first, at least. Like, you don't even have to do the internals, just do the turret wells so you know how big to make your hull. Drop in a second special roast. I have a cool DG guy who's about to get added to the game. Pick one. I'm sorry, I don't have the time today to get bogged down in roast today, Bean. I'm sorry. But if you throw a second one in, then or if you throw the second one in for Friday's stream, then that would work too. Today's Monday, right? Today feels like a Monday. Yeah, today's Monday. Okay. Anyway, I think that being said, we will go into roasts because I do want to start on an EU5 video tonight. Some thoughts on the internal. If I feel like the craft won't fit any good weapon system, but I'll rescale it a bit. Interesting. We have yet to see any of your builds, Emperor. All my stuff is work in progress. I don't have anything really to roast. Fair enough. Alright. Got the guns in there. I will say, I'm actually really happy with how the privateer superstructure is coming along. That's one of my better... I think this is probably the best superstructure I've done. Like, hands down. I'm very happy with it. And just the little chains on the balcony, such a good idea. I'm really happy I picked that up from the Rubagino. And then, oh, I didn't even realize we never did actually finish the freebooter. I did mean to finish this at some point. Oh, well, you know what? That's what the rebuild is for. I guess we only finished it to be functional and then called it a day. This stuff isn't new to finish line. Yeah, guys, you don't have to put stuff in there. Don't worry. Aesthetically, it's big. Ooh, fun. The rebuilder, true. Axe them. I can send it in. That's hilarious. All right. Let us. Yeah, I think Friday we'll start the freebooter. Because if we get the freebooter done, I want to redo a tributary as well. I pretty much just want to redo everything to have correct internals. Tributary actually probably doesn't need to be redone, just needs to be fixed up a little bit. And then maybe I just give it the Selkie Sea-Wiz gun. And just to defend itself, right? And then Privateer just needs its bunkers in there, like the steam engine and the AI. The ammo's already in there. And then just finish up the superstructure. Port Royale obviously needs a lot of work, but it's also going pretty fast. So I'm not too worried about that, but designing the superstructure for that's gonna suck. Well, we got the guns in and the armor in, so I'm happy about that. We just gotta get the hull finished now. And then what else do we need? Oh, for the Port Royale, we also have to put the planes on. I don't think I have to redo the planes. I was looking at the Razor Billion with the curved wings, and I was like, we don't really need this. Sirocco's cool for it, but I don't think every plane needs to have spin-blocked wings. And then I think that's everything. I think that will be everything. Oh, and then the Barnacle and the Sky Viper. I have my notes written down. I literally wrote this down. Yeah, so to do episode 1, we need to redo the Barnacle, we need the Sky Viper, the Port Royale, the Heavy Fighter Bomber, and the Freebooter rebuild. Freebooter rebuild. And then I can put Selkie, complete. I actually use the Steam note features. It's so much fun. Privateer as well. Okay, so we have Privateer, Freebooter, Selkie. Selkie's complete, obviously. Heavy Fighter, Port Royale, Sky Viper, Barnacle. Is there anything I'm missing from that list? The Sea Jackal won't be until Onyx Watch, so I have time to procrastinate on that. The Electric Eel won't be until later as well. I think episode 1, that's a good amount of craft. Because keep in mind, episode 1, I'm going to be doing craft showcase as I go along. Like, I want it to be like a 50-minute episode. And then I'm going to be doing craft, I'm going to be showcasing what craft I've built for it. And then a bunch of battle scenes. And then like maybe some narrative elements. How do you come up with names? Depends on what faction I'm building for. So Sky Viper is literally just a aerial refurbishment of the Sea Viper. Very similar to the Sand Viper and the Sea Viper itself. The Port Royale is because I like having Deepwater Guard carriers be named after pirate havens. So we already have one carrier called the Tortuga, and so I called mine the Port Royale. And then I just need my stuff like Missile Submarine with lambs. It depends on how much of a style you have established as well too, right? So if all you're doing is building functionality and you're not building with a style in mind, then you don't really need names. But Deepwater Guard definitely needs names. The Selkie is just a little mythological steel guy, I believe. Did I remember correctly? Yeah, shapeshifters between seal and human forms. And I called the little tugboat the Selkie because when he originally started, he was a lot more stout and fatter, kind of, and he kind of moved like a seal moving on land. So I think that works. And then there's gonna be the Heavy Fighter Bomber, which is gonna be a variant of the Shrike. Should probably redo the Shrike at some point. The Shrike is another one I really like to rebuild as time goes on and I get better at building. But we'll see about that. And then the Freebooter. The Freebooter is just named because Pathos-style ships are named after synonyms for bandits and pirates. So like, Pilferer, Plunderer, Brigand, stuff like that, right? Outlaw. And so Freebooter I got from Dawn of War 2, the Orcs, the Freebooters. And that's why I got the Freebooter. And then what else is there? Privateer is just same idea. It's just named after a synonym for a pirate. Privateer is just a pirate that has a letter of marque. So I think that's all my names done so far, eh? Any other questions before we head over to roasts? So actually, you guys can ask them during roasts. I can just review and yap at the same time as I always do. I'm just tired today. I've been staying up too late playing Warno lately, and that's really ruined my sleep schedule. I was gonna not play Warno last night because I was working on the video. By the way, new video is up now if any of you want to go watch that after stream. It's my little Stellaris archaeology only run. It's really fun. Probably the most edited I've done in a video in a while. So if you want to help out the channel, I would love to see some support. Would be very nice. Alright, let's go see what is in the roast channels, shall we? Alright, we'll close it now. There we go. So we have the Malleus we looked at last time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because that's Shadow Knights, and then I person was okay, yeah. So we have the Rampant Arms, we have the Heretic, we have the Anguilla, we have the... Is this one? Yeah, no, that's a new Hive one, I was gonna say. Some of you name your ships so similar to each other, but I think I've seen them before. Orange has... Resent that. You get the Stargazer. We have the Saint Chamond. We have the Brigante, the Gorgora, the Advanced Producer, the Solitude, the Char Future 4. Oh, nice. A lot of French tanks today. The Yin Schnoz 2000 and the TG Cope. Okay. Alrighty. Why am I getting notifications? I put you to silence mode. Be silenced. Oh, people are horse reacting again, of course. Alrighty. Not too many today, which is nice, because it means I get out free and I can go play EU5 faster. So I'm not gonna lie, EU5 1.1 has been very fun. I've been very much enjoying it lately. Okie dokie. I haven't watched the X, I've been too busy. Hey, no worries. Honestly, it's one of those things where it's new content as well, so it's not getting pushed to people as well because it's outside my niche technically. Like I'm going to be expanding my niche a lot though, as I want to do a lot of. I want to expand my niche from just EU5 history to history in general, and then obviously have FTD as well. But it's just, you know, it's the YouTube algorithm. It's how it works. I'm not worried about it. All right, let's look at the Advanced Producer. Bean, are you sure you meant to send me this? Should I get EU5? Just bought a new GPU yesterday and want some games to play as an excuse to actually use it. Honestly, I really enjoy it. I will say, however, I do not mind scuff. If you are expecting a very well-polished game, I would not get EU5 yet. There's still a lot of issues with it. But if you don't mind that, and if you've played other Paradox games, then go in, and you're going into it with an open mind, you'll probably have a lot of fun out of it. But just don't, you know, like, it is fun. It's just don't expect a very well polished experience yet. All right, what is this Doom rectangle I'm looking at? Doom? Oh, I see what this is. Very nice. Internal sleep a bit to be desired. I played like 500 hours of Stellaris. Yeah, okay, yeah. If you played Stellaris and you enjoy it, EU5 is about the same enjoyment level. Obviously different niches, but like same, you know, similar bugs, similar issues. You'll be used to it. If you're used to Stellaris scuff, you'll get used to EU5 scuff. Oh yeah, this is ye old craft. These were the days back with the ammo customizer. Hey Rhea, how's it going? The hut's on complex shape. So true. It's a peak craft, isn't it? This is I know this is an old TG. I'm trying to remember, but I've seen something. Is this what? No, this isn't what TG used to look like. I feel like there's some lore here because like I recognize the shell. I recognize the funny. I'm trying to remember if there's anything more to this. That's old TG. No, I'm saying I don't think it is old TG. Like sunglasses shaping over the snoot. Oh, you're talking about the TG Rex? We'll see how that goes. Alright. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I've seen that thing before. I swear I've seen that thing before. Ooh, okay, this is nice. We're gone. Alright, so this is Fish's build. I love Fish's builds. They're always so clean. Oh, the eyes on the torpedo. That's cool as hell. I love that. No way this was a campaign vehicle after detection was added. It's also possible that it was a campaign vehicle beforehand and then just got upgraded to have detection. Because a lot of times during the Magist era fishes, stuff would just get upgraded to deal with the update, but not aesthetically updated. It would just be Magist fixing the functionality to keep it working. It's only recently where a lot of functionality updates also come with an aesthetic update. By the way, I just found a random BP from my ancient craft folder. Okay, for sure. Yeah, no, fishes. I love the style you have on this, especially with the brickwork on the side. Goddamn, dude. Holy shit. Why does this, this specifically reminds me very much of like a Mediterranean or like, you know, like those Spanish colonial style houses. This is incredible. Yeah, the floating city. I love this. The Punto Soto. Okay. And the guns back here. These are lovely guns. Dude, like, seriously, this is incredible. Please send this in once it's done. I love the look of this already. And it's a really good interpretation of a floating city. Honestly, you know what? I think there's still a Goldwater Godly slot open. I might build a Goldwater boat similar to this where it's a floating city, but is still in a traditional battleship layout. I think that could be really fun, actually. Thank you for giving me that idea, Fishes. I'm going to use that against Steel Striders for the Deepwater Guard only campaign. And then I do want to do more mixed batteries like this, where you have the bottom 3 barrel and then the top 2 barrel. I love ships that do that. I'm gonna be taking a lot of inspiration from this. It's looking in the same vibes as the Ultra Kill Earth Mover if it was a boat and more colorful. I agree with that, actually. That's very real. Then how do you do these? Okay, yes, these little guys are just Tetris to me. Okay, cool, very cool. I love this. Very well done, Fishes. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this. It's good asymmetry, too. The amount of asymmetry you have in this is incredible. I don't know how I'm going to match that. Well, actually, okay, you know what? That's going to be a fun project. Thank you for giving me a fun project, Fishes. I don't have many notes to give on it. I think you've done a great job. So there's not much I can tell you where to improve. Unlike this little guy, where there's definitely a lot of room to improve. Alright, first off, down here, I'd like to see, Monkey Man, I'd like to see a little bit more done on the wheels. You got some here, which isn't bad. Maybe it's just because it's not on the ground right now. I feel like once it's on the ground, it'll work better with the return rollers and all that. But, I think that's just the stretch from not being on the ground. I'll give Monkey Man the credit there. The boy looks like he got his cheek squished. I will say, it is a very thin build compared to its length. I would almost like to see this 2 blocks wider, like one out to either side, to be more proportional to the length. It feels a little bit too thin right now. Back from groceries, transmission complete. Hell yeah. It's giving Weasel weapons carrier vibes. Yeah, I can see that. AMX 13 proportions? Ah, okay. French tanks might be hated. Aside from that, I do like all the detail on it. I don't like the camouflage. Like all the little leaves. It's a neat little texture. I just don't think it translates well to FTD. I'm not saying Monkey Man did it wrong. I think Monkey Man did it in a very good way. I just don't think it translates well. And aside from that, the tank parts look adequate. Looks pretty good. Can't complain there. I just think it's a little bit too thin at this scale, but because again, even just, you know, 1 block out to either side, I think would completely fix the FTD scale issue. I'll send it in again. Camp can test it a lot, so there's a version without it. Okay. Neat. Well, you can send it in on Friday. I'm not looking over a non-camouflaged one. Nice try. All right, Gorgora. Let's see what this is. Okay, so you call this a ship of the line. I'm curious as to why it's called a ship of the line. Doesn't really have much of a broadside, which is what I'd expect from a ship of the line. Also, the 2 turrets, I would personally put these 2 turrets offset from each other, so move this one up here, so that they could fire both directions, could do a cross-deck fire. It is a line. You know what? You got me there, but that it's a ship and it's in a line. That is true. Is this a thrustercraft or is this floats? I'm gonna assume it's a thrustercraft. It's bow tank encamped. It kind of is. And also, I do like that the bridge is in the front, so if you're bow tanking, you get immediately smacked. Aside from that, the broadside guns, I feel like, they're okay. Once again, though, I do want to see more detail on these. You have a lot of open flat spaces here. This is better because of the paint than your usual one aperture. But I feel like there's still a lot of open space here that can definitely be agreeable. Even just some pipes and whatnot would really break up the texture. Or if it's based off an RTS like most of your craft are, add some paneling. Don't just leave it these massive blue chunks. Add panels to it, kind of like what TLAD does, and you'll be able to go from there. You missed Eclipse's submission? Yeah, give me a second. This is the one I saw first. Me in the fire control room here and my captain be vaporized 3 seconds after the first salvos, actually. Gives you a very specific feel I can't describe. Well, I know Aperture bases a lot of his stuff off Homeworld, if I remember correctly. So, maybe it's that, I'm not sure. But aside from that, it's not bad. Your shaping's getting better at least. Though again, if you have propellers there, I would definitely recommend making it, you know, float a little bit better. Oh, now he floats. Okay. Does he have a aperture? What are those? Aperture? What are these? Automatic control props, I don't like it the best of times. I don't know about that one, Aperture. That one feels a little bit too central to be a pitch prop, don't you think? Automatic, yeah, I think the automatic is turning it into a push prop, which means it is an up prop, which means we do in fact point and laugh at this as we delete it. All right. For those of you who may be newer, wondering why I'm laughing at push props or up props, it's because they are they're a crutch. You can get any boat in this game to float. The water is super easy to have float. Ooh, a chainsaw! Holy shit! I saw this on the White Flares channel. Very fucking nice. Good work on this. Very nice here. I'm wondering, how does this work? I know Hitman did a video on this. I was gonna say, like, if you can get this to work without like requiring too many shenanigans, we might be able to get this in the campaign. I'd have to ask Cap though, of course, but this is really well done. Magic and pistons, I'd assume. Well, it's the finish that's going onto the spin block, right? That's the part that's getting me, where it's like, how does it maybe separator shenanigans? That's Hitman's? Okay. Oh, is it Lua? That's too bad. That is too bad. I was gonna say, if it wasn't Lua, we could very easily accommodate this for campaign, because this is very cool. I'm gonna have to pick that up when I do my White Flares only campaign. We stole it and slapped the craft around it? That makes sense. Alright, well, I'll keep this for my White Flares only campaign. Let's just slap you in here for now. Because I will also be stealing that. Because I actually really like this design. Good work on this. Aside from that, you got the style right. It does look like a Zealot craft. Very spiky. Not too spiky, though. I like that you're doing a mix of rams and the wedges. Like the wedge points. So that it's not, oops, all rams like older style was. Yoinks and true. No, really well done on this. Does it work, though? I want to see if this one functions. Put you on Godly so you don't accidentally die. Crossbones, go. Alright, so they have a lot of missiles. You know, little missile shitter, that's fine. I assume it's probably fragile as hell, yeah? You just fire a cram? You're not supposed to have a cram. Alright, does the chainsaw work? Oh, that chainsaw actually works. Not particularly well, but it works. Yeah, I think the heretic definitely would have died by this point. But yeah, you got a decent chunk out of him. Not bad. Alright, cool. I like it. Very cool set piece. I don't think it would be too functional, sadly. Alright, we'll still steal that idea, because I do like that idea. Alright, hive. Didn't I just look at this? I did, okay. That one snuck its way in there. I didn't mean to look at that one again. I looked at that one on Friday. I remember that one. Rampant arms. Who has rampant arms? Oh, rampart. I read that as rampant. I was like, who has rampant arms? Oh, it's Cringe. Oh, he has a new manufacturer. Oh, and he has a decent paint job, too. Oh, wait, no, that's... That was a lot more shade than I meant it to be. My bad, Cringe. I'm sorry. Okay, no, that is actually his paint job. Okay, good. He has a decent paint job, then. His tracks look nice. They're angled correctly, which is always nice to see. Any suspension? Oh, no suspension, though. Solid track guards? Cringe, what are you doing? You're breaking your mama's heart, Cringe. Logs work, but they're symmetrical. Come on. Cringe, I expect better by this point. Take one of these logs off, do some stowage and whatnot. You know the drill for tanks. Aside from that, the turret is nice. It's a little bit basic. I feel like I want to see a bit more here, honestly. One for each side. Logs are a bit too short. Yeah, maybe they stick them together like, you know, like those tent rods you get where you have to, like, fit them into each other? It's a stereotypical interwar era tank, which is pretty cute, yeah. The other option, too, is, you know, put the logs on the back, stack them across the back, and then put stowage on the side. But you definitely need something more on the sides than just a log TM. Not sure trees work like that. No, trust they do. Alright, not bad. It's good shaping, though. And it's an interesting design. I do like taller tanks. They always look so cool. Alright, Saint Chamond. Ooh, very well detailed. Nice. I've wanted to do... So before we got the Rattler as a Mark IV, I really wanted to do a Saint Chamond for the Rattler. Because I absolutely adore this little guy. Honestly, I still might do a Deep Water Guard Saint Chamond anyway. But, nah, absolutely cook on this one. Like, you got the shaping really well done here. Good job. Not much else to comment on it, really. Like, you're not missing much. You got paneling. You got a good enough detail. Maybe some stuff back here, but... I know World War I tanks didn't have, like, the same stowage and whatnot as World War II, so... Oh, you know what? I want to see a modernized Saint Chamond now. Because we have a modernized Renault FT for one of the player vehicles. Imagine if we did a modernized Saint Chamond. Could have been a bunker buster. Saint Chamond gave me ideas for turtle ship crooked mast. That would be very cool. That would be very cool if you build a turtle ship in Deep Water Guard style and then turn it into a Saint Chamond for a crooked mast. That would be very cool. Alright, Stargazer, SD. Alright, now this time I'm not going to miss Orange's builds, okay guys? I promise. Ooh, okay, so yeah, I've seen this fin activate with its Rin before. Very nice. I like how it stows it away when it's idle, though. This is really good. Say Chamond Mark 1000. AT is already filled out. Or pillbox and wheels, no port guns, just all side engines. That is true. Anti-tank is already fulfilled by the Sand Viper. And the... does the mortar... I was gonna say, you could do a mortar one, but... I don't know. Deep Water Guard doesn't have a lot of mortars right now. I don't know if I really want them to get mortars, either. This is really nice, Orange. I like this. I like this a lot. You got the little, you know, orb to ponder in the back here. Very nice. This is really well done, dude. I really don't have much to say on this. Like, you've got the style to a T, I think. Maybe a little bit, like, of something up here. I don't know if SD still does the energy wells with, like, little spinning energy wells. Maybe a little bit more layering, too. But aside from that, this is really well done. Rising the bell. Who's up pondering the orb? And just because Orange... I missed Orange's fin the other day. Oh, it warps, too. Very cool. Oh, it doesn't even deploy the circle, Orange. Damn. I was hoping you would at least deploy the circle. Okay, I feel robbed. I thought it was going to deploy the circle orange. Hey, so Gene Big to 24 months. Wow, 2 years. That's crazy. It does? Oh, yeah? Well, why didn't it deploy it then? When it warps. Oh, did I miss it? Are you sure? What's the warp, 2 years? Oh, amazing. I know, it's crazy. Aren't you coming up on one of your, I know I have my affiliate anniversary on the 27th. When's your anniversary, Andrew? Because I know you've been doing this for a few years more than I have. But isn't it relatively the same time, or are you in the fall? I forgot. Either way, welcome in. It's good to see you. Ah, my nose. Alright, well, very cool, Orange. I do like this design. I'm sad that the circle does not deploy more often. That's a lot of effort for something that barely happens. Charge time is really long, yeah. Let's try it again. Good, because there's a circle there. Yeah, okay, so it does not deploy when it warps. It just warps. Okay. Orange will be once again made fun of for this, similar to his APS the other day. We have the Solitude AC600 now. It's been a full year since it came back like last month, but official anniversary is October, I think. Hell yeah. I knew it was fall, but also, yeah, no, congratulations on being back for a year, though. It's good to have you back. All right, this guy is very smooth and also very bulky at the same time, and I'm not sure how you manage this. Okay, so honestly, Monk Wizard, I'm surprised. Normally, I'm a very big fan of Monk Wizard, but the issue here is it doesn't really match your other RTS style, I feel. I think he looks really good from this angle. And then when you get up to here, where it starts to crinkle is where it goes wrong. I think you need to either smooth this out and taper it properly. So like, you have the squares here. So do 2 meters, or what is this, 3 meter? Yeah, 3 meter, and then just stretch out this little part here. Because I would personally, I think, stretch out the 1 to 3 meter deco. Let's take this. And then, what is that, 4, I think? No, it's 5, okay. Yeah, and then just, stretch this out a little bit. I think it goes to 175. So it tapers just a little bit better. It's just seeing it crinkle in immediately here and then goes back out to wide. It feels very strange. And it kind of ruins the like RTS blocky feel that a lot of your builds have, Monk. The concept is cool though, and like the rest of it is perfectly fine. I want to see a little bit more detail on the undercarriage though, like maybe some doors in the side at least. Just something that gives a little bit more detail, right? Aside from that, it's not bad. And then, yeah, the glass cockpit works fine. But yeah, maybe just some doors on the side, like where they would some like some smaller details like that. Whereas warp charges goes to like 90% that turn the poison the effects begin. Yeah, I thought so as well, because I've seen those videos. We will just have to make fun of Orange until he redoes it. Alright. The Angola. Oh, this is like your little Steel Strider Surcouf. Very nice. I love the tri-barrel guns. Okay. Good hydrofoil usage. Good submarine usage. Oh, nice. You did that. I was going to ask if you did this correctly with the way the Surcouf does it, where it has the sealed turret. Because theoretically, this one should still be able to turn, no? Did you casemate? No, you casemated it. You didn't turret the Surcouf, you monster. Oh, no. Oh my god, you have holes going right to the internals. Orange, what are you cooking lately, buddy? Come on, even the Sea Jackal's got this better. Sharkoof, the surf roof. Looks a bit flat, not rounded. Yeah, I was hoping that it was supposed to be like a cover and then let the turret spin. Oh, Orange is 0 for 2 today on his visuals. I'm so sad. Pink blocks, there's that too. Yeah, it's probably not done. I'll give him credit. Like I will say the bridge looks nice. The side hull looks nice. Very good job on this. I do question though, why do you have VLS right in front of your... We see the issue here, right, chat? Like, we see the issue with this VLS. We all see this. I'm not gonna tell. I'm gonna let him shoot off his own antenna. But, we're just taking L's today. Let's play my dude do works on me. Let's, 75% their works. I do some little adjustments. Okay. That's a violation. Orange, come on, buddy. Then what is this little guy back? What is this? Oh, that's the... Okay, that's a catapult. That's cool. I see what's going on here. This is cool. Yeah, no, for my own Deepwater Guard sub-faction when I go against Onyx Watch, I want to have a Deepwater Guard Surcouf. I want to have a Deepwater Guard I-100, or sorry, I-400, like the carrier ones. And then I want to have the flagship, which will be the Coral Reef. And then also at some point, I want to do the Anglerfish as well. The Anglerfish is a design Potet and I started years ago, but we never actually finished. And I want to go back and redo it, but this time with my own APS Tetris. Now that I know a lot more about the game. But you still, yeah, no, the catapult looks great. This is Orange's 1W today, is the catapult. Because this actually looks really nice. But, and I will say, the hull and the structure, the superstructure, is also super clean. I think Orange actually kind of cooked on this. Oh, but Orange has up props. Okay, we gotta kill him. Sorry, guys, we gotta kill him. And then, yeah, the non-turreted Surcouf gun, I'm so sad. Because I want to actually do cruiser submarines at some point in this game. I think they'd be so much fun. Alright, TG Cope. Alright, I can immediately tell there's too much green on this. Yeah, okay. So there's way too much green on this right now. Bean might be able to offer you more advice, obviously. But I would rather keep the... Yeah, that just feels like too much green right now. Also, how many sub-objects is this? 17. Okay, I thought so. We gotta be careful with sub-object count if this is for a campaign. This is a really cool design, though. I do like TG T-Rex. Unfortunately, the face looks too much like a T-Rex and not enough like TG. So I would personally redesign the face to look more TG instead of just T-Rex skull. The legs look great. I think you did a great TG style on the legs, though. Those are incredible. And then maybe like a missile rack on the back up here. I think would really tie this together as a TG. Because you want it to look like a war mech and not like just dinosaur, right? Still less than a single qualm. True. Oh, I love the little qualm guys, but my god, they were inefficient. Yeah, I'm excited to see how you finish this cruiser. I think some like canted missile, like a missile launcher on the back would be really funny. Kind of like Fossil Fighters, if you ever played that. Just for Ashes, I'm scared. It depends if Cruiser can make it Ashes legal. We'll see. I don't know if they'll be able to, is the issue, though. Because that's what? 4 spin blocks per leg, presumably? And then... Oh, no, there's 4 turns. So 5 spin blocks per leg. I assume the head takes another 3 plus 1 for the jaw. And then the tail's probably going to need one as well, so... We'll see how it goes, but I would like to be... if you can make this look TG instead of like a T-Rex, I'd be quite happy with this. You're saying there's a chance? I'll have to talk to the others about it, but I would want this for Ashes. Oh, it is over volume. 6 per leg? Okay, yeah, that's probably too much then, unfortunately. It's still a great fan build. If you ever do a land version of Contested Mists, I think you're ready for it with this. But, still, work on it anyway as a fan build. It's still really cool to see. And plus, who knows, maybe we could do like a fossil sub-faction for TG. That would be really cool. Actually, that gives me ideas for my TG Ashes campaign. TG only Ashes campaign. Alright. What are you, my friend? What is this bone? This isn't the fighter you were building the other day. This is just a fighter. How can you have less than 6 sub-objects per leg? Hip, knee, and ankle are all needed. You'd have to make it a little bit. You'd have to make it a little bit more basic of a walker. So you probably wouldn't be able to side strafe, right? How would the face be more TG while looking like Rex? Eyes, maybe? Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't want it to look like a T-Rex. You want it to look like TG. Because keep in mind, TG is not just animal mechs. It is mechs that have animalistic features. It's similar to Riker. Riker is not just animal craft. Like the angry chicken is not just a flying chicken. It is a chicken. You know, it is a airship that has chicken-like features that has a lot of guns on it. Could not walk missing one of those joints? I don't know. People walk without joints all the time, driver. Tons of people who are walking with prosthetics. Alright. I do like the offset gun here, Bone. I like the missile deco too. Oh, no, sorry guys. Whenever I like stay up late, my nose always gets clogged the next day because I get sick. Sleep is a good way to help your immune system. Don't do what I do. Honestly, I kind of like this Bone. This is good shaping on it. It's no crooked mast, but you know, it'll do. It'll do. This is really nice. Good job on this. I want to see some paint on it though, but I don't know what paint you originally have it as, but like, I want to see a little bit more variety in the paint. I'm just using this for high contrast. Like, you don't have any detail paint on here, for example. Complete color-wise. You have mostly, what is that? Secondary, main, and... Oh, no, you have detail. You don't have any trim. But it's not bad. I like it. Very good, very good. Alright, I think that's the last one, too. Hey, look at that, it's the last one. Alright, thank you guys so much for coming out today. It was great getting to see you guys. So, like I said, this week, we're gonna have another EU5 video out Friday. I will be getting that done. I'm very excited for that. The Star Wars video is out now. Like I said, it's new to the channel, so the algorithm's going to push it down. So if you want to help it just prop it up, I would greatly appreciate that. Because I did put a lot of work into the Star Wars video, and a lot of the editing techniques I learned in Star Wars will be then transferred over to From the Depths and EU5. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Aside from that, I don't really have much else to say. We're going to come back on Friday with From the Depths. We'll be doing probably EU5 next weekend, and then Monday will be either Ivorian or From the Depths, depending on how I feel. Rip Eclipse Suspicion. I literally looked at it. It was the Heretic, wasn't it? Is it not the Heretic that was submitted for Eclipse? Where was... Okay, I see the submitted. I have it for next time. That was mine. Ah, okay. I thought it was Eclipse's. Neko, thank you. Yeah, so next time I'll let Eclipse submit 2 for next time, because I don't feel like booting up the game. And aside from that, I will see you guys all event. Let's go find some in the raid, shall we? We are literally the only person live doing FTD right now. So in that case, you know what? Von Galactic's doing RimWorld. Let's go see what they're up to. There we go. Let's see what Von Galactic is up to. And then aside from that, I will see you guys all on Friday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.